at him. Rangers go to Sturm Graz in the Europa League tonight. We've got Villa and Forest's games live on the network. And in Rugby League, Wigan Warriors versus Lee Leopards will go ahead tomorrow. Leopards owner Derek Beaumont had threatened to boycott the playoff semi-final over their ticket allocation. There's more on our website at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
2 people have died and 4 have been seriously injured in an attack outside a synagogue in Manchester. A man believed to be the suspect was shot by Greater Manchester Police and is also believed to be dead. The news team will have more at past.
talkSPORT Weather.
In the north and west today, it's getting wetter, drier in the southeast, but turning cloudy, increasingly windy everywhere with gales possible in the west. Storm Amy arrives tomorrow.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT. Well, this afternoon, Charlie, please tell us, when you got a minute, what's coming up?
Busy doing me hair, Paul. Coming up with over the next 3 hours, David O'Leary talks Arsenal, Villa and Leeds.
Yeah.
We'll look at the latest attempt by Europe's big clubs to clip the Premier League's wings.
Yeah.
And we're joined by former Jamaican bobslayer of Cool Runnings fame. It's Dudley Stokes.
Yeah, 4 Winter Olympics Tal went to. He'll tell us more about that. We're also interested in the stain I didn't know I had. Plus, H&B versus ChatGPT. And why does everyone start playing well once they've left United?
Oh, yes, exactly. There's all this, plus Tim Vickery with the latest from South America. Author Tom Barclay relives the miracle of Bilbao. Was it a miracle,
That's
Paul?
one way of putting it.
We'll ask him that. And we bring you another thrilling birthday spread kids game waste of half an hour.
Dependent on whether you win or not.
Exactly, Paul. You know, that's just how it works.
Well, there we are. It is 4 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Afternoon, Paul. Happy birthday to you, Paul, for yesterday.
Happy birthday.
I don't know if you like to talk about your birthday or not, but happy birthday. I know the listeners will want to wish you happy birthday, Paul.
Yeah, they don't have to. There's no pressure. It was yesterday.
You're very popular, Paul.
But
very popular man.
So,
whenever I'm at gigs, people always go, I love Paul. Love Hawksbee.
Do they really?
They love Simon Jordan first.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Love that Simon Jordan. That's
Love that
what they say
Simon
first
Jordan.
off. And then they say...
Because we are quite similar in our approach, aren't we, really?
That's a show I'd like to hear.
Poppycock.
You just sitting there going, I don't know really what you're on about.
Yeah. Inventing words.
Lovely to meet the people of Aylesbury last night, Paul. I was on the road with Jack D last night.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm coming to see you tomorrow.
Looking
Looking forward to it.
London
yeah.
Palladium. London Palladium.
It's fantastic.
Good fun,
You've
isn't
played the Palladium a few times,
it? A few
haven't you?
times. I was in Harry Hill's musical there, so I spent about 3 months there.
Yeah.
Which is very nice, with Cynthia Erivo, who's the
from Wicked. Yeah.
And I warmed up for Adele, an audience with Adele.
An audience with Adele.
An audience with Adele. And I watched the show, I'd say 2 feet from Adele. Just because the wings are really tight to the stage.
Did you have a chat with Adele?
I didn't have a chat with Adele. I did.
Was it one of those where people said, don't look her in the eye, don't speak to her?
No, I had a chat with her stage left.
Yeah.
And then I walked round to stage right and I waved at her and went, hello from the other side.
Oh, did you? Did he get a laugh? No, okay.
You know, Paul, what I try and do is I don't rely on the laughter.
Yeah.
I just chuck stuff out there and hope people get there in the end. But it was a fun night.
Yeah.
But anyway, tomorrow night with Jack D, I think it's sold out, Paul. Not for people like you.
The listeners may not know. You probably see these stories where these Hollywood stars and they say, don't make eye contact, don't speak to them when they're on the... Oh, no, of course it does.
Yeah.
It does happen. But I remember we were doing the pub landlord Al Murray's chat show.
Oh, yeah.
And on the last one of the series, we had Queen on, with the 3 surviving members of the band.
Oh, yeah.
And some PR person, we were just sort of backstage watching the last show. We were going to have a drink after the last show. And somebody said, Roger and the 3 boys.
John.
They won't, John and Brian, they won't be coming in for a drink afterwards. They're not interested. If you do see them, don't engage them in conversation. They really don't want to talk.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, well, it's a bit of a shame because I'd like to have met them. So they do their We Will Rock You at the end with Al, the landlord. And they finish, and we're all having a drink and thinking, well, they're not going to. They all come in, couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
Chatting about the band. They were brilliant.
Answering any question about the band. They love to answer questions.
They could not have been nice. And you think, why do people do that? Because if they, for whatever reason, they couldn't have come in, you think, oh, they're a bit up themselves.
Gatekeeping, Paul.
Nothing to do with them at all. A lot of that stuff. So if you've ever been shunned by a celeb, or you thought, oh, that was a bit much.
Yeah, shunned by a celeb.
It might. Have you been shunned? I mean, I always feel bad about that because.
Or surprisingly nice.
We once had a cool subject was who's a bad tipper in the world of sport.
All right, yeah.
And, because people could have an axe to grind, couldn't they? If it was like a rival club. And you could just make that up.
Yeah.
So I'm loath to do that. It's like
don't do that
shunned by a celeb.
Well, let's not do shunned. Let's do not surprisingly nice. A very nice person, actually.
Surprising.
Had a nice chat, actually.
Yeah, all right. Let's flip that. The other thing we're going to do today is kind of a West Country corner, Charlie, because it involves Ryan Searle.
Tom Pierce, lend me your grey mare.
That's right. Do a live version. Ryan Searle is from Devon.
Oh, yeah.
He plays a bit of darts. He's rather good. He's the world number... plays a bit of darts. He's the world number 19. Plays a bit of darts, goes...
That's the sort of thing Ryan Searle would say.
Yeah.
Well, I play a bit of darts.
What do you do?
The world number 19,
He's a really nice man. Yeah. Play a bit of darts. He said he thinks he's got a lucky omen. He's got his lucky stain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it, a stain on a bit of ghee? From a curry or something?
He said, it's a stained shirt. He said, trainers and the toothpaste on my shirt. I didn't even notice till it was pointed out. So he's obviously, before he's gone on, he's cleaned the old teeth. I mean, unlike boxers,
very nice,
who often before a weigh-in don't even have a bath or a wash. They train. We did a weigh-in a little while ago, and I'll spare the boxer his blushes, but you spoke to him on the show yesterday. And he had clearly just had a little light workout in the morning and had come to the event ready to be face-to-face with his opponent. Slightly humming, I think, to say, because they just want to get in their faces. I think they're giving off a lot of testosterone being given off in the day before.
So you want to get near me, you don't want to get close.
But why did I bring that up? So,
it's very like working with Max Rushton.
I suppose it would be, wouldn't it? Someone who comes in with flies buzzing around their head like an old, But rather than, he's cleaned his teeth and he's got a little bit of toothpaste on himself. Now, often you might have gone for a job interview, you could have gone on a date, or you could have been chatting someone up and saying, hey, look, be nice to maybe go out one evening. And then she'd probably say, or he, yeah, I could do without the gravy all down the front of you, looking like Sir Les Patterson.
A bag on your tie.
Yeah, it's never a good look. So the stain I didn't know I had.
Yes.
And in what circumstances? It's a lucky stain for Ryan Searle, of course.
World number
19. You've forgotten already.
Where's he from in Devon, Paul? Right?
Just
Ryan
says Devon
Searle.
Ace. Just Devon Ace.
I mean, that's it's third biggest county, Paul.
Oh, is it really? I never knew that.
It might even be second.
So let us know this afternoon. talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089. Tweet to TSH&J 03717 22 3344. To get in touch this afternoon and tell us your stories.
In the new studio, Paul, we normally have a little bit of sport on, but
we got a home cinema.
It's now the largest screen I've ever seen in my life.
It's when
it's replaying Monaco v Man City from last night.
When you a footballer shows you around their crib and all that, they have a telly that big, don't they? Yeah. And that's the home cinema room. It's here in our.
It used to just say Talk Sport, but now it's just showing Man City games from last night, I think.
That's about sort of 150-inch telly, and it is absolutely massive. It's great. We're watching a bit of Monaco, Man City.
So if we do just drift off, it's because there's an enormous screen of sport in front of us.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, get in touch, talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH&J 03717 22 3344 to get in touch. So I want to salute today the World Conker Championship. I think there's a lot of big blue chip, multi-billion pound businesses that could learn a lot from the PR of the World Conker Championship. Every year, they plant 2 stories, and every year, every tabloid and every broadsheet picks it up.
They find a
couple of 100 words for the World Conker Championship. So 2 weeks ago, the warm weather has meant conkers are in short supply. World Conker Championship could be off.
In doubt.
So everybody prints that. I mean, honestly, to a man and woman, every broadsheet, everything.
It's a
New
PR
York Review of Books.
masterclass.
Everybody reports it. It is. And then, what do we read this morning? It's in the Sun. It's in the Telegraph.
Oh, yeah.
The World Conker Championship are back on.
Oh, it's back on. Thank goodness for
After
that.
a last-minute shipment of chestnuts from France and Italy, they've had to import them. But they do this story every year.
Stop the conkers, Paul.
Honestly,
Foreign conkers coming over here.
Coming over here with your foreign conkers.
Foreign conkers.
Well, there has been David Glue, 79.
David Glue. That's not a real name.
Glew, David Glue. I mean, you can imagine
Sniffing Glue. Is that what my new podcast with me, David Glue?
That would be a really odd podcast. It would be a sensory extravaganza.
What are you smelling this week, David? I'm smelling freshly mown grass.
Sniffing glue with David Glue. And this week, I'm mostly sniffing roses in the garden.
TV formats for David Glue.
Yeah, do you want some TV formats for David Glue?
Why not?
It's spelt Glew. He's 79. I say 79. I don't know if he's listening this afternoon. He says, imports are harder. It's a farce. So he won't be going
about it, yeah.
But I want to salute, honestly.
They should get into all sorts. I mean,
Jim Packer, who is the chairman, I take it he's head of. He must be head of PR at World Conker Championships, the WCC. He should be doing all the Strictly press.
Absolutely,
because there's nobody to touch him. Anyway, TV formats for David Glue. Those celebrities that were surprisingly nice, and the stain you didn't know you had. That should get you underway. Talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717 223344. Joining us to talk a bit of Villa tonight, bit of Arsenal last night, and a bit of Leeds as well, and the start to their time back in the Premier League will be a man that strode those clubs like a colossus as player and manager. David O'Leary is going to join us once again for a chat. Henry Winter hoovers up a couple of big stories from today. Club World Cup kickoff times.
Okay.
Because I think Henry was out of the Club World Cup, so there were situations, as we saw, when we had like hour and a half, 2 hour delays, which is never great with players getting cold. And, the danger of the crowds, because the weather.
So these World Cup...
These are World Cup. They're talking about potentially moving some of the kickoff times. And also another attempt to clip the wings of the Premier League. The Bayer Leverkusen's chief has said the Premier League are too strong. We want to force a salary cap on them. It's not fair.
Shut up.
It's very bad for us.
Get David Glue onto it.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
He certainly will. Call for David Glue. So we'll do all of that. Talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J, get in touch. And Tom Barclay's in. He has written a book. He's the Sun Spurs correspondent. He spent the whole of last year watching Tottenham, which was a onerous task, let's be honest, until Bilbao.
Yeah.
It was a bizarre season. They absolutely stunk the place out. Just about stayed up, really. Thankfully, there were 3 teams worse. And then they go and win a European trophy.
Champions of Europe.
It was nuts. Miracle in Bilbao is Tom's book, and he's going to take us on the road during that roller coaster year. Talking of which, bobslayer, the great bobslayer from Cool Runnings, Dudley Stokes will join us, 4-time Winter Olympian, for a chat. And we'll have a birthday spread, and we'll also have an H&B versus Chat GPT.
He's from Tiverton, Paul Ryan. So, so a stain on him is really just par for the course. He'll be the mayor of Tiverton.
If he's only got the one stain.
If he's only got one stain, they'll be like, who is this?
Andy Jacobs is a multi-stained man.
Is he?
He's a man who wears his stains like a badge of honour. But he does. He's often got some sort of residue on him. He'll be honest. He'll tell you that. He'll be up at 3:30 just to confirm that. Anyway, David O'Leary kicks us off. We're here with Tool Station, as always. Next stop, Tool Station.
chance to feed it back to Harvey Barnes in the area. Number 4. And Newcastle United have got their first Champions League win.
Travelling out here, that's what we would have wanted, especially after the Arsenal ending. That was a big response from the players.
They quickly worked out where the weaknesses was, and then they made the most of those.
Is this Arsenal's time? Is this the season it all comes together?
Trossard, Saka again, through the goalkeeper and in to seal the victory.
Winning the Champions League is always very complicated. Keeping another clean sheet is remarkable from the boys.
And it's a 52nd goal in the Champions League for Erling Haaland.
But all the while there's only one goal in it. I'm saying we need to be careful. City need to get that third goal. They didn't.
To level this game up. Can Donnarumma save it? No, he can't. And Manchester City, who've dominated this game, have been caught in stoppage time.
That's how it all unfolded on talkSPORT last night in the Champions League. Plenty of interesting talking points, as always, after a big night of football. More live football to come tonight. Dinamo Kiev versus Palace is the early kick-off on talkSPORT 2. Final versus Villa at 8. And Forest versus Midtjylland over on talkSPORT 2, also kicking off at 8. We're going to touch on Forest, Leeds, and we'll kick off with Arsenal. With the great David O'Leary. Good afternoon, David.
Hello, David.
Hi, Charlie and Paul. Hope you're having a good afternoon.
Yeah, good,
yeah, not so bad. Pretty routine, really, from Arsenal's point of view. Maybe they could have scored more goals, but they got the job done. There's been a lot of talk about Gyökeres and how he's been training on. It was always going to be a bit of a period of adjustment as he got up to speed. But I mean, I'm sure you've brought in players from overseas, and you can see when they're heading in the right direction. So, what have you made of him so far?
You know, I seen him in the flesh in the playoff games a couple of years ago. I was a guest of Steve Gibson, Middlesbrough, and it was against Coventry in the championship playoffs, and he caught my eye. I thought he was a lad where he depends on the ball in behind. He was a bustler. He likes what Haaland wants, that ball in behind the defender to get onto. I don't think he's going to be a subtle player, or going to be a player like a Dennis Bergkamp, or that's going to drop off, turn and play people in. And Arsenal needed a number 9. Whether he was their first choice or not is another thing. But they've got a number 9, and I think eventually he'll prove that he'll be a solid one. Will he be a great one? Only time will tell in that. He'll be judged on goals. I think,
sure.
You know, if he gets 20 goals this season, everybody will be very happy.
Do you think Arsenal maybe need to adapt then to give him the best kind of service that he needs?
Yeah, I think I've seen the games, and any time he's flourished or scored, it's been with that ball that's put in behind that he can run onto, and that's his strength. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how he develops. Yeah. Another good performance by Martin Odegaard. I mean, that was no great surprise.
Well, I thought it was good to see when he came on, Saka playing on the left. I thought that was really interesting, David.
Do you know, you were saying about coming on, you seen the bench there last night, what they could bring on, and what they could take off. It's so strong. You mentioned there Martin Odegaard. For me, he was the standout. I think he's been below par for a lot of last season, and it was the old Martin Odegaard last night, absolutely superb. Where the competition of Eze coming in, and everybody's on their toes now, because really, you know, you see, White come off, Timber come on. There's like for like everywhere, and there's great competition, and that's the best competition you can have. It keeps you on your toes, and as I say, it's a wonderful squad that's been put together there now.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? It's the depth, as you said. It's not. Yes. You don't sit, as we said last time you're on. You know, with respect to certain players, if you've got someone out for 2 or 3 weeks and you're relying on Kivy, or God bless him, you would see a drop-off. And Arsenal fans, there'd be a bit of trepidation. But you haven't really got that at the moment, looking at the quality on the bench.
No, I mean, you look at probably 2 of the most important players, you could say, Declan Rice and Saka. Those 2, they're on the bench last night. But you look at the side that's starting off, it's just absolutely superb. And, I think, the Premier League is going to be, for me, a chase between Liverpool and Arsenal. The thing where you say about players settling in, I think Liverpool have bought a lot of good players, but I've seen the players that come from abroad, they take it time to settle in, and Liverpool have a load of them trying to settle in. Have they been playing well this season? No, but they've been getting away with it. They haven't got away with the last couple of games, really. But I think with Arsenal, they've got a squad there that is, every position is covered, and they're going to be very strong. And that squad has been put together. to try and win the Premier League and try and win the Champions League.
What can you do to help these players kind of get up to speed? I mean, is it just a matter of time? And I mean, they must get frustrated because in another environment, they've been maybe the main man, but they're finding it hard to adapt.
I think it's come to a new country. In general, they know English. Everybody seems to know English, and we expect everybody to speak English. But it's the family settle in, to get out of hotels, to put them in the right accommodation, and to come up to speed with the Premier League. Yeah. I remember years ago, people down in the great Dennis Bergkamp, and it took him, a good 6 to 7 months, well into the second half of the season before he started picking the pace. But I could hear people saying, "What have we bought here? This, that," and that is the case. I think it takes, no matter what a quality of play, you're very lucky if they. I think you see the best of them the second half of the season, if any. The period up to Christmas and that is a time of getting them settled in, getting them up to speed, getting them used to the Premier League, the time on the ball where they're used to in Europe, you don't get in the Premier League. And that's a big thing that I think they mainly find very hard.
And there's Havertz to come back, and there's other good players to come back. Just want to ask you a quick one about Leeds as well. And the start.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you about the start. The start they've made. What you've made of these early games in the Premier League. You seeing some good signs?
Yeah, I mean, seeing them against Arsenal, and they were just, blown away.
Yeah.
But they should. I was speaking to the people afterwards. They shouldn't be comparing themselves against Arsenal. Maybe Arsenal was a good thing to think. Don't let the hierarchy get carried away, thinking, we're a good side here. We're on a different. Arsenal are on a different level to Leeds. What Leeds have got to do is, and I think they are, and I think the teams that have come up this season compared to last season, is they're going to be hard to beat. Are they going to play pretty football and play the great football of what the Arsenal? They're going to be difficult to beat and play what suits them. And I think the main thing, particularly say with Leeds, is they've got to be getting winning against the teams they should be beating at Ellen Road, and anything after that is a bonus, like the 3 points they got away from Wolves, which was great. Bit unfortunate against Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are a very difficult side who can get results, great results all over the country, and they got a great equaliser at the very end, which 3 points instead of one, it made a hell of a difference, and that's what the home form will decide many things for them.
David, good to talk to you. Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
It's a pleasure, you two. You take care, both of you. Bye-bye.
Take care. There's David O'Leary there.
It's great that the teams that have come up aren't struggling, Paul, I think. They've got some points on the board. They're playing well. They've found a shape. They've hit the ground running. I think it's great for the Premier League.
We saw that stat the other day, didn't we? I think Match of the Day had that stat saying it's the 5th best performance by teams that have come up in the sort of Premier League era.
I mean, Sunderland, they son of 5th, 6th?
Yeah, they're higher than that, I think, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, amazing season for them.
What a
start. Leeds, next up for Leeds is the visit of Mr. Tottenham, well-known consultant. That'll be live on talkSPORT, 12:30. Game day on
it's the game day.
This Saturday.
Saturday, all right.
Yeah, so you'll be building up.
Up to that Saturday morning with Max. Yeah,
indeed. So we are going to talk Villa later on because Ross McCormack's joining us for a chat, and we'll talk a bit of Villa and a bit of Rangers. Jim opened the phone lines to some Rangers fans.
Oh yeah,
I hope Russell Martin wasn't listening. Blimey. So we'll play you a little bit of that. We'll have a chat with Ross later on. Tim Vickery is going to join us in his new Thursday slot. And Mikey Lewis from the world of Rugby League, up for Man of Steel, Player of the Season, for the second time in the frame.
Brilliant.
Been sensational this season. OKR, of course, play Saints at the weekend in the Super League semi-final, head into the grand final very shortly. So we'll have a chat with Mikey later. Talk a bit of Manchester United. Rasmus Højlund, the latest former Manchester United players to shine in the European competitions. And we're going to be chatting very shortly to Henry Winter. A couple of big stories today. European clubs trying to clip the wings of the Premier League once again financially, and indeed late kick-off times at the next World Cup. 1 a.m. they've been considering because of the weather conditions. We'll get Henry's take on that in a few moments' time.
building up to a nostalgic evening of football live on talkSPORT tonight.
It is something different, something unique, and the fact that it's the first one in 30 years, I guess, adds to that, and really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a cracking atmosphere.
European football returns to the City Ground as Forest host Denmark's Midtjylland live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. Ange Postecoglou is urging everyone to trust the process after his 5 games without a win. Elsewhere in the Europa League, Aston Villa returned to the Netherlands and to the stadium where they won the European Cup.
1982, Aston Villa won here, and last year we were playing against Bayern Munich, the team they faced it, and of course was something special, and today we can remember for our supporter.
Emery's Villa are at Feyenoord live on talkSPORT 2 from 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Palace are in Conference League action from 5:45. They're at Dynamo Kyiv live on talkSPORT 2. Michael O'Neill has recalled Josh McGuinness to the Northern Ireland squad. Daniel Ballard, Connor Hazard, Kieran Brown and Brodie Spencer are all back from injury. And Simon Jordan is sceptical England's World Cup games next summer will be moved later because of the heat. He's told Jim TV is king.
Everything from the FA Cup to Monday Night Football has been changed, and a lot of people will say that's good, and some people will say it's not.
Right.
And that means that the broadcasters are calling the shots because they're the paymasters.
Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We brought you news, the great news that the World Conker Championships are going to be on because they're bringing in conkers from Italy and France. Brilliant PR move by the World Conker Championships, as always. But it's not gone down well with everybody. No. 79-year-old David Glue, GLEW, said imports are harder. It's a farce. You wanted some TV formats for David Glue.
And the message board has gone crazy, Paul.
Yeah, of course.
Never seen it busier.
No.
We've got this Glue the Keyhole.
Oh, okay. What is that?
From Briggs in Walsall. David gets himself locked in a number of mystery celebrity houses.
Oh, yeah. Quite nice, yeah.
Very nice indeed. Yeah. Glue Ear. Hi, gents. How about Glue Ear?
Yeah.
In a reality TV offshoot of Casualty, David Glue travels around the country visiting different hospitals each week.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
I've watched worse.
In the series, David meets the many interesting staff and patients at the ENT units of each. I mean, Andy, I think it needs a bit of work, Andy, if I'm honest.
mean, you've gone into great... He's actually pitching it. It's not just a stupid idea.
Super Glue.
He sees it as 6 half hours. 6 times 30 minutes.
I'm here with Sheila, Dr. Sheila Tancock, and she is an ear specialist.
How long have you been working here? Pardon? Oh, I can't resist it. I'll do it every time. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, yeah.
Because there are a couple of interesting stories today from the world of football, one of which is late kick-off times at the forthcoming World Cup. There's a slight concern because of the weather conditions that we saw over at the Club World Cup could impact. We don't want games being interrupted for long periods of times, as we saw. So let's get the thoughts now of Henry Winter, sports journalist, of course, and a regular here on talkSPORT on Sundays. Good afternoon, Henry.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
Yeah, good.
Not
Thank you,
too
Henry.
bad, thank you, Henry. You were over at the Club World Cup, weren't you? I seem to remember.
No, I'm still cooling down after covering the World Cup in '94.
Oh,
I was in Chicago, Washington, so long ago, and Detroit. And I can remember that Switzerland, Roy Hodgson was in charge, and Switzerland played the USA. I think it was in Detroit. And there was an announcement, rather snooty American announcement, will the Swiss fraternity of fans please put their shirts back on despite the heat because they're constituting a health hazard. Yeah. And so they all had to put down their cowbells and put their shirts back on. And it was horrific. I was sitting in the press box, and I'll spare you the scenes, but there were pools of sweat everywhere. It was 100 degrees.
Lovely.
And it was horrific. And when Thomas Tuchel was appointed, the first thing he said was, well, we're going to go to America and play with the Premier League intensity. And I said to him, I said it a couple of times to him, I said, listen, mate, I'm still literally cooling down from there. So heaven knows what it's going to be like for the players. And you rightly mentioned that the Club World Cup. I mean, you could feel the heat from 3,000 miles away. So yeah, look, it's a huge issue, but it all comes down to television and money.
It's not just the heat, is it, Henry? It is the fact that we saw massive interruptions, 90-minute, 2-hour breaks in play because of thunderstorms and the threat of lightning and the spectators potentially being in peril and having to go inside the stadium. So you get too much of that going on. It could be really, really disruptive, which is why they're considering these later kickoff times.
Yeah, it's also why the FA have been going out there and checking where's the best place, and Tuchel's been out there. Where is the best place for England to have their training camp and hopefully be based? I'm sure they'll do the games in clusters, to reduce travelling, and maybe also with some sympathy with European preferences for kickoff times, i.e. in the evening. But yeah, England went out and prepared for the World Cup in 2014 in Miami. And I went to the 2 games there. I mean, great venues, but suddenly the stewards around us saying, go inside. Our weather apps are showing hurricanes coming. I think it was quite hurricanes, but, tornadoes. So, yeah, absolutely, it is an issue. And they've got to think of fan safety and player safety. And, you've only got to look at the Club World Cup. And there are many reasons that players are getting injured at the start of this Premier League season. But some of it is rooted in what happened at, the fact they, A, haven't had a summer off, and B, is heat a factor in that? That's for doctors to decide.
Well, the draw's going to be in December, and I think they'll be clearing a lot of that sort of stuff.
I will say, though, one of the great things about the World Cup is you get each World Cup has its own sort of personality, doesn't it? And maybe the personality of this World Cup will be that it's really, really hot.
And we get lots of game interruptions.
Exactly, and that might be its person. I'm not saying that's a really great personality.
Imagine having to fill in the studio for an hour and a half when a game's
hurricaned off.
Yeah, they'll be showing an old Dad's Army halfway through the game. Yeah, that would be very interesting.
The tournament should be about Harry Kane, not hurricane.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's why you're on the big bucks, Henry, for stuff like that. Now, I love these. This is a story today. It's come from major clubs in the La Liga, the Bundesliga and Serie A are not happy that the Premier League have so much financial muscle. It's been voiced by the Bayer Leverkusen chief, Fernando Caro. He said, normally I'm against regulations such as salary caps. But we must fight for it. In the summer, we tried to sign a player, but a newly promoted Premier League club was able to pay more and offer a higher salary than a team in Germany's top 4. The Premier League has far more money than us. This is bad. Well, boo-hoo. I mean, it was fine when Real Madrid were selling their training ground every couple of weeks to clear their debt and buying everybody up with the money that they saved. But it seems to be a problem now, Henry.
Well, I think what we need to do is make sure that the academies in the Premier League are developing good talent. Oh, by the way, they are, and the Germans are benefiting from that. So thank you to Germany for that. I mean, I think there's a lot of truth in the comments, but also the budgets are more restricted for those teams who play in Europe. I think that is sensible. But also the Germans could look over their shoulder and look at Bayern Munich, who scoop up a lot of the talent. They've taken talent from over here. I know they've made some slightly strange comments about Woltemade in terms of the cost, but they've taken Elise, who I'm sure would have, there would have been Premier League interest in signing him. Harry Kane would obviously walk into, all the Premier League teams at the moment. He's over in Germany. So, they can't say they haven't got money over there. No. But, their clubs are well run. They do treat their fans better in terms of the cost of tickets going into grounds. So I think there's something maybe both countries could learn from each other.
No, I think you're right.
The ownership issue must come into that as well.
Well, it does, because
51%.
It does. It's you're right. You're right. There's so much we can learn from. It just feels a bit rich, really, that so many top European teams, certainly in Spain, have hoovered up the best talent for many years. And it was interesting to hear Karl-Heinz Rummenigge say the other day, Stuttgart found an idiot to spend 69 million on Nick Woltemade.
He looks like the signing of the summer.
Well, he's looking pretty good so far, but it's kind of sour grapes, Henry. I mean, it was all very well when Bayern Munich would just cherry pick whoever they wanted from German football. Yeah, Lewandowski, he's coming to us. Now they haven't got it all their own way. They're not quite so happy.
No, but also it's the quality of the coaching. And I think they would have a point if they actually said, well, why aren't the English developing more coaches of their own? Because actually a lot of the best foreign coaches over here, I mean, with a nod to Eddie Howe at Newcastle, who's doing so well there, are coming from abroad. So the focus seems to be on the amount that's being spent on players. But actually it's good coaching, one of the reasons, as well as, talented players that are being recruited in. We've got good coaches over here. There's so many stars in the dugouts.
It does feel like a bit of a non-starter, the idea for a Europe-wide salary cap. And also, there's quite a lot of nations and teams that I wouldn't trust to not pay under the counter to get the players they wanted.
It works, isn't it? Yeah.
Certainly a couple of the Spanish giants, I don't think would be too upset about some creative accountancy, would they? I mean, maybe I'm being a bit...
I mean, Real Madrid must have run out of training grounds to sell to themselves. But then, you know what? British clubs, English clubs pull stunts over here as well, selling hotels and women's teams. So maybe it's a Europe-wide issue that needs looking at. But you're not going to change the rules, and it's different to go country to country.
You're back on Sunday, Henry?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Good stuff. If selected.
Why? What have you heard?
As Sir Alf used to say, if selected, Jeffrey, if selected, when Jeff Hurst said, I'll see you next month, Al.
Yeah, I'll be playing Charlie at our new game of Gluedo, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Gluedo, very nice.
Gluedo, the board game they're all talking about. Cheers, Henry. All the best. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Henry Winter there, back on Sunday morning with the Sunday edition.
Very nice.
We're going to talk Tottenham next.
Oh, good.
And Tom Barclay is the Spurs correspondent of The Sun. And he took in practically every game, domestically and in Europe, last season at Spurs. And what a roller coaster it was. And he's not even a Tottenham fan. But he had a ringside seat for what he has called the miracle in Bilbao, the inside story of the Europa League triumph in what was an absolute bin fire of a domestic season. Tom's going to relive...
bin fire in Bilbao.
A bin fire in Bilbao. He's going to relive it all with us in a few moments' time in the studio. We're here with Tool Station, ready to help at over 580 stations nationwide. Next stop, Tool Station.
out towards the left. Ball in towards the near post, and he's in. Spurs lead through Brennan Johnson. Vicario takes it. It's glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham currently fourth bottom in the Premier League. They'll be in the Champions League next season. Let that sink in.
To dare is to do. Son has lifted the trophy, and Spurs have won the 2025 Europa League.
Yeah, it was a mad season, culminated in that Europa League win. And it's now been documented by the Sun Spurs correspondent who was there home and away in Europe and domestically, Tom Barclay, who's joined us in the studio. Hi, Tom.
Tom. Nice to be back, guys. Thanks very much.
Welcome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Charlie was sort of saying, was it a miracle? It's a good point. You said a few people have said to you, how much of a miracle was it? But, I mean, considering what they did domestically and what a mess they were in, I mean, it was something of a miracle that they could come away with a European trophy and a place in the Champions League.
Absolutely. I mean, it's mainly been Man United fans who've been sort of snarky. Yeah. What miracle. We were terrible. And I get that, to be fair, but it's the fact that they were so bad in the league and they still won something, and they hadn't won anything for 17 years. I mean, the fact we were talking earlier about the players and how maybe in under other managers, they might well have down tools much earlier. Some might argue, based on the performances, they might think they did, but by all accounts, they were very much still with him.
Yeah.
And that in itself is pretty miraculous when you had 22 league defeats.
I mean, the second half of his first season was pretty bad and followed the similar pattern to what we saw in the second season, was picking up quite a lot of injuries, a bit of a non-existent midfield that teams found it very easy, good teams and bad teams found it easy to run through, and just fairly shoddy performances and bad results. So was there a slight red flag going into the start of that season?
I think personally they could have helped him a bit more in the transfer market. I think they tried to correct that this summer by bringing in more experience. They only brought in Solanke and Timo Werner in terms of experienced players, and Werner was not up to it at all.
No.
Whereas you can see this summer they've brought in 4 experienced players. Paulinho, what a difference he's made already. But that's it's not an excuse. I mean, it is an excuse. I think it's kind of fair, but also, a lot of it obviously is on the manager. And in the book, I sort of document how he went about changing it for the knockouts of the Europa League. And even though all of it is correct, I'm still baffled myself why it didn't happen more in the league when it wasn't working. I mean, that's still something that confuses me.
Do you buy the idea that he sat down one day and said, I'm going to throw all my eggs now into the Europa League basket, and whatever happens in the league, there are 3 teams worse than us? Well, I mean, by definition, that's obviously what he thought. We won't go down. We'll put everything into the Europa League, and I will kind of throw away most of what I regard as my way of playing to do that.
Well, I mean, I can only go on the sort of sources I've spoken to, but I do honestly think that was kind of the case. And the reason for that, again, in the book, is leading up to the transfer window in January. Obviously the injuries were starting to pile up and was having a knock-on effect to results. And I think he was looking at the January window. Who's going to come in? How much more experience am I going to get? How possible is it to sort of turn things around at this point? Having had, as I just mentioned, the summer window being a bit disappointing from an experience recruitment perspective. And once that proved to be a similar scenario, they got Kevin Danzo, who is an experienced player, but that was only really after Dragusin got the ACL. Kinski's obviously a backup keeper, very exciting young keeper, and then Matisse Tell, who's again another young player who's still very much a lot to prove. I do believe that was the case, and that's what he. Then he went to sort of speak to the players about it, and the coaching staff, and that's where it went for. But if you look at the history of his time in knockout matches, whether it be in Australia, whether it be for Australia against South Korea. It sounds so weird to say because we just think of Ange in a certain light. Maybe not now because of how he won it, but he did go more pragmatic. So it wasn't just suddenly like, I just need to change it. There was a sort of thinking that this has worked before for me in my previous jobs. But again, personally, I'm still confused why that couldn't have been implemented a bit more in the Premier League when clearly it wasn't working.
What about his personality, Ange's? How did that change over that season as that season unfolded?
Well, I mean, I still think he was from a journalist perspective, absolute gold dust still right until the end. I mean,
he's still good value. He is at Forest now, isn't he?
Like my dad's reading the book at the moment. He's not really a football fan, but he obviously he's reading it because of me. And he was going on about the bit about Ange having a bit of a rant about mobile phones in modern society and what a problem it is. and there was loads of things like that, which again, back to the journalist perspective, is fantastic. I guess from a fan's point of view, it's a nice addition, but let's be honest, it's about the football first and foremost. But it makes, I think, just going back over it, reliving it all, for quite gripping sort of prose, really, that yes, we've just relived it at the moment, but I think as the years go on, particularly if either Spurs, this is the first of many trophy victories, or again a long drought, that in time you'll look back on it maybe 5 years or whatever and go, yeah, that was an absolute unicorn of a season.
And the writing of the book, Tom, did you keep a diary as you went along? I know you're the Spurs.
I suppose he's keeping that in the paper, isn't he? Really?
Yeah. But do you look back on your notes? Do you write the book as you go? And what was your process?
Well, I wish I had written it as I went along. But to be honest, it was in my mind maybe towards the sort of knockout stages that I would like to write a book about it. But it really depended on whether they won or not. If they didn't win, no one is going to want to relive this season. I'm not sure Paul wants to anyway.
No, I found it really tough.
But obviously, towards the end, hopefully you at least read the May chapter and you'll enjoy that more. But then it was a pretty relentless 6 weeks of going through everything I've written, speaking to sort of new people off the back of it. Just going through everything that's already out there and sort of adding hopefully some fresh insight into it. But it was a bit of a mad 6 weeks or so over the summer, right?
It's like the Shawshank Redemption at the end when they meet.
Yeah.
They're in jail for all of it, and then at the end they meet up on that beach.
Yeah. Similar.
I suppose what it is, it's not, if you're a manager of a football club or at any level, it's not the blueprint to winning a trophy at the end of the season, because it was nuts, wasn't it? There were so many things that happened, say, with the injuries, with the poor performances, with everything else that went on, and ultimately to get the glory at the end, it was such a strange, a bit real outlier.
And exactly, that's what I'm saying, a unicorn of a season, very unorthodox, and that's what made it fascinating, I thought, to write about it. I mean, you've already seen now, since Thomas Frank's come in, he's a great personality, but he's a lot more sort of what you expect from a Premier League manager. He doesn't really, so far, he hasn't really, gone off piste with his press conferences. The football itself is generally a bit more pragmatic, back to kind of where Spurs were before, probably before Ange, which was very much boom or bust, wasn't it? Which doesn't feel maybe that sustainable, and that's maybe why he left. But ultimately, the boom was the first trophy in however long.
We still haven't seen that situation when they're buying these oven-ready players. I mean, you could argue Solanke he'd come off of a good season at Bournemouth, and there would be an expectation that he'd hit the ground running, but then he picked up injuries. He was very stop-start. And he's not really been able to start this season yet for Thomas Frank. And again, they don't pick up a player like Eze because they dithered. And you're trying to get Simons up to speed, which could take you another month, 6 weeks. And we look at Eze, it's like he's not been away. He doesn't break stride because he's done it in the Premier League for years. And that always seems to... they're always hamstrung, Tottenham managers, by the fact they don't buy players that are ready to go off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I definitely think Eze would have been, as you say, the oven-ready player. And watching Xavi Simons, pretty much since he's been here, he just looks like he's not up to speed yet. I suppose the big question that Spurs fans are asking themselves is, now that Daniel Levy has gone, who was very much involved in all parts of transfers and maybe one of the biggest reasons for that kind of approach, will that change? But then again, it's effectively the same owners as it has been throughout his tenure. So they're sort of dubbing it a new era. We wait to see the next window and the next window after that if there's a change on that. And I'm sure Spurs fans will be desperate to see that.
Well, it's the idea that Joe Lewis and the Lewis family were desperate to spend lots of money on players and get glory, and it was Daniel saying, no, I'm in charge. Well, he wasn't completely in charge of the purse string. So we have to kind of see what happens in January and next season when he's not there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see. But I mean, it feels like the Spurs team isn't far away.
No.
Like a really good side.
They're a Harry Kane away.
They're a Harry Kane away.
Back,
They're a Harry Kane away.
Kane and a Son player the level of Son on the left. I think he's already been linked, to be fair.
Well, it's a bit, reading this, Tom, it's a bit like when you've been terrible in a match, but you win it, and so you're quite happy to watch it because you know the result.
I love this damning with faint praise.
So I can quite happily sit here and read the report of the Burnley game when we lost to Burnley, because I know ultimately it doesn't matter because we won a trophy at the end of it. So it's a lovely record for all those Spurs fans.
Thank you.
And it's a hate read for Arsenal fans, of course, if they really want to put themselves through it. It's called Miracle in Bilbao, the inside story of the Europa League triumph by Tom Barclay, published by Pitch. And it is out
for any
now.
Spurs fan in your life.
Oh yeah, this is great. It'll be a great Christmas. A lovely souvenir of like the souvenir programme of that season. Yeah. And we bring you Spurs at Leeds at Ellen Road on Saturday. It's our game day match, 12:30 on Saturday. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Still to come this afternoon, Dudley Stokes, 4-time Winter Olympian, part of the Jamaican bobsleigh team of Cool Runnings fame, will join us, as will the great Mikey Lewis of Hull KR. Heading into the semi-finals this weekend. We saw Rasmus Højlund scoring goals last night, and it does beg the question, why are players playing better when they leave Manchester United? We'll put that to Jamie Jackson a little bit later on, but Hugo Chambry has the sports headlines now.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van Range, helping business owners to work better and live better. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Good afternoon. We're building up to a nostalgic evening of football live on talkSPORT tonight.
It is something different, something unique, and the fact that it's the first one in 30 years, I guess, adds to that, and really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a cracking atmosphere.
European football returns to the City Ground as Forest host Midtjylland live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. Ange Postecoglou's still looking for his first win. Elsewhere in the Europa League, Aston Villa returned to the stadium where they won the European Cup.
1982. Aston Villa won here. And last year we were playing against Bayern Munich, the team they faced it, and of course was something special. And today we can remember for our supporter.
Emery's Villa are at Feyenoord live on talkSPORT from 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Russell Martin says all the criticism doesn't bother him, but kids sticking their fingers up at him does. Rangers go to Sturm Graz in the Europa League tonight. And Simon Jordan is sceptical England's World Cup games next summer will be moved later because of heat. He's told Jim TV is king.
Everything from the FA Cup to Monday Night Football has been changed. And a lot of people will say that's good, and some people will say it's not.
Right.
And that means that the broadcasters are calling the shots because they're the paymasters, and they'll call the shots in this instance as well.
European sides games are expected to kick off from midnight UK time. And F1's governing body has declared this weekend's Singapore Grand Prix a first heat hazard race. Temperatures are predicted to be humid and in excess of 31 degrees. It means drivers could need cooling vests during the race. There's more on our website at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
4 people are injured after a car was driven into them and a man was stabbed at a synagogue in Manchester. Sir Keir Starmer's cutting his meeting with European leaders short following the attack. There's more from the news team at past.
talkSPORT Weather.
In the north and west today, it's getting wetter, drier in the southeast, but turning cloudy. Increasingly windy everywhere, with gales possible in the west. Storm Amy arrives tomorrow.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Dudley Stokes joins us, 4-time Winter Olympian. Of Cool Runnings fame, the great John Candy film from the 90s. He was part of the Jamaican bobsleigh team. 4 Winter Olympics he went to. So we'll be chatting to him a little bit later on. Tim Vickery in the world of South American football. H&B versus ChatGPT coming up shortly. Before that, though, Charlie, we did ask the listeners for stains they didn't know about. This is Ryan Searle, Devon's very own. Tiverton, did you say?
Tiverton, yeah.
Ryan, world number 19, had a little toothpaste stain on his shirt that he didn't notice. And now and again you pick up a stain you're not aware of, and it can be at the least opportune moment, can't it?
Yeah.
On a date, at a wedding, whatever it is.
You never want a stain, do you?
No one wants a stain.
Is there a moment where you want a stain on you?
I don't think so. So, you had some stain stories?
I had lots of stain stories. I just got to find them. I was very lined up with David.
Do you want to do David Glue first?
No. I'll find some stain stories if you want me to.
Go on,
I'm saying that now. It's not very good radio. Me just looking for Chris in Rye, East Sussex. Afternoon, guys. I have to tell you that after a Ruby Murray, I often wake up with curry-stained fingers.
Okay.
And I've shook many a hand before realising, which I imagine isn't the greatest look. No, not really, Chris. Not the best look.
Not really.
There we are. You
must think he's been on the Capstan Full Strength or something.
Nick has been in touch. Brand new pair of Timberland boots with reflective, oversized logo on the heel.
Beautiful.
Super proud. Days later, smashed a glass bottle of cooking oil in the kitchen. Gobs of oil soak into the light grey. Could not get the stains out. So painted the boots with cooking oil.
It's a little TikTok.
Darker shade of grey.
Cheat.
Darker shade of grey.
No, that was...
But looked fine.
Okay.
Recently sold at a car boot sale. I didn't share the history.
No. Very good. That's
very nice, Nick.
I embraced the stain there.
I embraced the stain. It's lovely.
Nice.
Bill,
on the decks with
TV formats for David Glue.
Well, David Glue is raging that the World Conker Championships will be using French and Italian conkers because of the conker shortage in this country. And David Glue, 79, said imports are harder, it's a farce. GLEW.
Yeah.
So we've been asking for TV formats.
Yes,
for David Glue.
Bill said David Glue has a mail order service for fixing clocks with the Nottingham Forest manager.
Okay.
It's poster cog glue.
Oh, nice.
It's very nice.
Thank you, caller.
Which I thought was very nice.
That's nice.
Here we go. My wife. Oh, no, that's not.
My wife?
My
you
wife.
think you're on stage?
30 upper years. Then we met each other.
The pies have just arrived.
Knowing me, knowing Glue,
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
What is
This
that?
is from Anonymous. Don't know what that is.
Doesn't know what the format is.
Mike says, one glue over the cuckoo's nest.
Okay.
David follows the life and tribulations of a family of cuckoos. Bill, the car man in Liverpool, in David's new podcast, Glue Pot.
Yeah.
He interviews snooker players, past and present, on their careers. Just a very dry...
David Glue sits down with Peter Ebdon. Fantastic, and quite a dry chat.
A very dry
He brings
chat
up
about-
conkers.
So the British Masters in 1989.
Why do you think David Glue speaks like that? Because he's complaining about French and
know.
Italian conkers.
No, I do not want French or Italian conkers.
That would be my thinking.
Spoilt the game.
Yeah.
Super Glue.
They've come, with respect, they've come over here with their conkers.
They've disrespected the...
and it's not good enough.
Good old-fashioned English conker. That's what we want.
That's it.
Dan has been from Sutton.
Yep.
Super Glue.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to the great TV of the past, Super Gran.
Right.
The old unassuming grandad bumbles around. That's nice for David Glue.
Yeah.
Until he becomes Super Glue. Armed with a pair of deadly conkers, battling young hipster health and safety brigade, spoiling old school games like slaps and shins.
Wow.
There we are.
He's giving it a lot of thought.
There we are. Very nice. Thank you very much, everybody.
Talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TSH and J. Stains you embraced, stains you didn't know you had, and the TV formats for David Glue. Can we squeeze in H&B versus
Of course we can.
ChatGPT? Of course we can.
4 minutes.
Here we go.
H&B versus ChatGPT.
That doesn't sound like ChatGPT. I know your version of it sounds a lot more sophisticated. We haven't got that kind of money to spend, so ours is a chunky old 1980s speak and spell machine. But the predictions you're about to hear by H&B versus ChatGPT are the real thing. This is ChatGPT that knows everything about everything, predicting 3 big games this evening in Europe. And it's up for me and Charlie to take on Chat. September finished like this. Charlie Baker, bottom of the table.
I was top of the league all season.
You've got to be consistent.
Tough season.
After 3 predictions, you finished. You got 5 points last week. You were on 21
points.
ChatGPT got 10 points. Finished on 24.
That was a good week for them.
I won. I beat
the internet.
Chat. I beat the internet, Charlie. Let's see how
you
we
beat the whole of the internet.
Let's say hello to Chat. Chat, how you doing? What sort of week have you had? What have you been up to?
I went to see Oasis at Wembley over the weekend, lads.
Oh, yeah.
Went with my French ticket agent, Serge Price.
Surge pricing. Your friend.
Yes, I'm doing a joke.
It's his
Surge
joke.
pricing.
Surge
Very nice
pricing
joke.
is French. Yes.
I am here all week.
All right.
Fancies himself as a bit of a comedian. Yeah.
Nice to see you. To see you nice.
You're all right, Chat. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah. Go on then.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Big-ish.
Big issue.
No thanks. I have got no change.
It's all about the timing, isn't it, when you do a gag, isn't it?
Laughing at his own jokes. That's nice.
So, football-wise, beyond your stand-up routine, what you been up to, Chat? Anything?
2-0 down again this week, Paul.
That's true, yeah.
Your luck's going to run out in the end.
You're all right,
You got rid of a winner, Paul.
Got rid of a winner, Paul.
In Ange we trust.
In Ange we trust. Yeah,
it's
great.
who we are made.
He always has a go at me. You get away with it, don't you?
He doesn't mind me.
It's who we are made.
It's who we are made.
Torquay in the mud, Charles.
Didn't even play.
Torquay in the mud.
This week.
What do you love?
I love the beans.
Yeah, we knew that.
Who do we love?
The Beavers. The Beavers. Yeah, let's move on. Who are the Beavers, Charlie? What team was it?
Hampton and Richmond.
Hampton and Richmond, yeah.
Beaver at the back.
Okay.
I love the Beavers.
All right, mate. Yeah.
He loves the Beavers.
Final versus Villa kicks us off. I won last month. I'll go first.
Well done, Paul.
We got a bet builder coming up on this, and I've made my predictions. Okay. I quite fancy the Villa tonight. I'm very tempted on the draw, but I'm going to go a bit of 2-1 Villa.
Are you?
This evening. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Chat, how do you see this game?
Based on current form, tactics, and squad strength, I would predict Villa to win by 2 goals to 0.
2-0 for Chat.
I was very tempted on a bit of 1 each.
I'm going for the reverse, Paul. I'm going Aston Villa 1, final 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I think tonight.
You fancy them? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, talkSPORT listeners home in the car.
They're a bit goal shy, aren't they? They're a bit goal shy.
They're starting to pick up a bit. I think that they may have got a lift from the weekend and last week Bologna. So there we are. That's live on talkSPORT this evening from 8. Midtjylland, Forest play Midtjylland tonight. And yeah, a big European night back at the City Ground this evening. And we heard, Chat's a big fan of Ange, as we were just hearing there. I think they'll get the win tonight. I mean, Chris Wood can't miss many more headers than he did the other. Ange has got no control over a Thrupney bit header by someone who, like Chris Wood, who always scores those goals. So I think they'll come good tonight. I think it's a bit of 2-1 to Forest. How are we seeing it? Chat.
Lots of 2-1s.
A lot of 2-1s, yeah.
Well, Forest are struggling. Midtjylland are on good form. Midtjylland to win narrow by 1-0.
1-0.
It's who we are made.
I think Forest will win tonight. I think they'll win 3-1.
Oh, okay. You've gone quite bold.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's why I am, Paul.
Home in the
Just
car.
vibes.
Dynamo Kiev, the early kickoff. That's on talkSPORT 2, by the way, at 8. Preceding that on talkSPORT 2 is Dynamo Kiev versus Palace in the Conference League. The only place you can hear it on talkSPORT 2.
Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah, I mean, they're going out. That's a long old schlep. They're playing in Poland, of course, aren't they? But I don't know. The way that Palace are playing, I fancy them. It won't be a lot of goals in it. Not an easy place to go. I'm going to go 1-0, the Palace, shutting up shop, keeping them.
Sure.
Chat.
Crystal Palace are in very good form. Dynamo Kiev have been defensive unstable in recent games. Palace 2, Kiev 1.
Can you just pick up the pace a bit? I'm certainly if you're doing your stand-up. Palace 2.
I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw, Paul. 2-2
draw. So there we are. talkSPORT listeners home in the car. That's us. Thank you, Chat. Just remind us who you love.
The Beavers.
The Beavers.
Loves
yeah,
the
okay,
Beavers.
we'll see
Loves
Chat.
the
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you,
To
Chat.
see you
Yeah,
nice.
to see you nice.
Yeah, maybe you can workshop him a bit, Charlie. I think he needs some help. Yeah. Why do players leave Manchester United and get better? I mean, that's a bit of a broad brushstroke.
Well, that's not a joke. It's not a stand-up.
No, it's not. I don't know why. No, I'm just basing it. Well, not just on. Anyway, we'll talk about that very shortly with the Guardian's man in Manchester, Jamie Jackson. It must smart a little bit to watch Rasmus Højlund getting a couple of goals in Europe.
And he looks fit. He looks really fit, Paul.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Through, yeah.
Anyway, we're here with our very good friends at Tool Station, and next stop, Tool Station.
I love the Beavers.
Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. A bit of a Manchester 1-2 for Napoli last night. Rasmus Højlund on the end of them, and Kevin De Bruyne setting them up across the Manchester divide. Rasmus Højlund, of course, had a pretty, you might need telling, pretty tough time at United, hence that loan, and that's quite key to Napoli.
Sure.
Where he was pointing at the Champions League badge last night. Which of course is
welcome him back if he does go home, isn't he?
His club isn't in. So let's talk about that now. Jamie Jackson from The Guardian joins us. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Hello, Jamie. He's frozen. He's frozen, Paul.
He's frozen. Looking a bit like. Oh, we can hear you, Jamie. Can you hear us? Oh, okay. We're going to try and get him back in a moment. He looked good. He looked like Hunter S. Thompson sitting there.
I don't know where he was.
So we'll try and get Jamie back. If we...
But De Bruyne bursting through from midfield like he was 23.
Yeah, but I don't
just looked fantastic. Beat a man, jogged on, played his pass. Fantastic.
We've got Jamie back.
Great.
Hello, Jamie.
Jamie. Yeah.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yes. As I said, he's on loan with an obligation to buy. I don't know how these things work. It's an obligation to buy. Does that necessarily mean Manchester United are going to have to... Could you see him back in a Manchester United shirt, Jamie, Rasmus Højlund, at any point?
It's a very good question because, like a lot of players who leave United, basically leave for a better team, yes. a side that is set up, kind of, that's working. And this is why someone like Højlund, is thriving. And I've always said about Rasmus Højlund, it's not as if he missed loads and loads of chances in a Manchester United jersey. When you ventured that opinion sort of on social media, some people shout you down. I know that happens anyway on social media. But the point I'm making is, it wasn't like I saw a player who was like losing sort of opportunity to score lots of goals because he couldn't finish. In fact, I saw him make some quite nice finishes for United. There's one like deft. So what I'm trying to say is, United being a bit of a vortex or a black hole for players' careers. I could see him back in the United shirt. But I mean, who knows who the coach will be, who the centre forward will be, sort of if Sesko's going to take off there. He scored once, basically. If you're Højlund, then it must be really sort of life-affirming, never mind sort of football career reaffirming to sort of go there. And I'm in a team that's getting chances, I could stick him away.
We are struggling a bit with the line. I just wanted to ask you, maybe this shirt, we've seen it with Anthony, we've seen it with others. They go for a bad time. That could happen at any club, but we all know that the Manchester United shirt can be made of chain mail for some players. But there's a lot of pressure at Napoli as well.
Yeah.
A huge amount of expectation from the fan base and a very demanding manager in Conte. So I don't think it's enough just to say, well, the shirt weighs too heavy on these guys.
No, I mean, as I say, I think it's because they often go to a team environment which is more, thriving, more healthy, more positive. And they're not just sort of the focal point, the latest big signing that might save Manchester United, which is a little bit how it's become at that club, where each new signing, the fans and everyone thinks, well, maybe this could work the oracle here, Manchester United. They're not just being dropped into a team that's already functioning or there's got other big stars. And obviously De Bruyne is a heck of a player. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. If De Bruyne was a United player and Højlund had gone there, then I think we can all agree he probably would have had a lot more chances. And then we would have had a better way of judging how good this guy is. And I do think he's a good player, as we're sort of seeing. You're right, Napoli's got its own pressures. They're Italian champions, massive club, etc., etc. So flip it round, that says to me that Højlund can handle it, a big club, if the team itself is a proper football team, not just a sort of disjointed kind of team of moments and kind of hopes all the time.
Jamie, we're really struggling for the line. We'll leave it there. We'll catch up with you soon.
I was going to say, Paul, it must help him having McTominay there, who's come from a similar situation where he's not felt sort of welcome at the club or welcome under that manager. And McTominay, they've probably got a common enemy. Almost,
well, I don't know. I think it's more that, as a bit like Jamie touched on there, there's that real pressure to come and be the difference. You're the guy who's going to score the goals, going to take the club back where they should be. With
that's
all
the
that
position, isn't it?
But he's gone into Napoli. And he's just a kind of cog in the machine, isn't he?
But he also looks fitter. He looks. I think at Man United, he seemed to bulk up a lot, and they seem to be trying to play him as this sort of big forward just sort of big lump it in the box and him header it. And whereas in Napoli, he's running onto balls, he's chasing through, he's doing little deft little touches. He looks fitter. He just looks happier, doesn't he?
He does. I'm sure it was a pretty tough time for him with all that expectation. He's probably enjoying his football again. Now, if you can't get enough of the Champions League, make sure you tune into today's edition of the talkSPORT Daily for an in-depth Champions League roundup with European football expert Kevin Hatchard. It's available on all podcast platforms as well as the talkSPORT app, and with 6 teams playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and a mass of British clubs involved in European competition on Thursdays. There'll be plenty to listen to. Tonight, Dinamo Kiev Palace kicks us off 6:15 on talkSPORT 2. And then on talkSPORT 8, final versus Villa. And then it's Forest v Midtjylland over on talkSPORT 2. So we're right across that. And you can get your calls in to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy at 10 on the Sports Bar after tonight's European game.
Got some ChatGPT feedback, Paul?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah,
John's been in touch.
Do they like his stand-up?
Petition to give ChatGPT its own 3-hour show on talkSPORT, featuring a new segment, Beaver of the Week.
That's good, yeah. Who's your favourite Hampton and Richmond player?
That's exactly what he means.
Yeah.
He loves the Beavers.
Yep.
Jed, I used to like your funny words, Charlie, but now you've bet final 2 Villa 1. I hate your stupid face. Yeah. So that's Jed taking that.
That's football fans.
That's football fandom for you. Very nice. Glue Gun.
Yeah.
Craig, the Arsenal fan, following David as he learns the skills of a fighter pilot. Oh, like Top Gun. Glue Gun.
Glue Gun, that's good. Yeah.
David's lost his glasses, says Brad.
Yeah.
Now glue see me, now glue don't. I think we've done it.
Well,
I think we've got there.
That's
Alex says, great day for big glue, all this exposure.
Yeah, great.
Great day for the glue industry.
Great day for the glue industry. David Glue, there, 79, who's not happy that foreign conkers are being brought in for the World Conker Championships. I hope he's enjoyed his little moment in the sun.
Yeah,
but you can keep telling us about those stains that you found that you didn't know were on your person in inopportune moments.
Jamie from Sidmouth says, I often encourage a toothpaste stain
Really?
on my 5-year-old school polo shirt before dropping him off. It's definite proof he's brushed his teeth when his mum comes to pick him up.
That's true.
Top thinking.
Like a little...
That's big thinking there,
like a
Jamie.
little badge of honour.
Exactly. Very nice.
Has he been clean this... Look at the state of his shirt.
He's got some toothpaste on his...
Yeah. Look at the state of his shirt.
He might have a little bit of scratch card under his fingernails.
I'll let him do the scratchy for me. He loves it. So, like Ryan Searle, who picked up a toothpaste stain, but he calls it his lucky stain now because he went out and won. Those inopportune moments when you picked up a stain on a date, at a wedding, whatever it was.
Wherever it was.
TalkSport, this is the hard-hitting sports news agenda we bring you today. TalkSport.com. Text.
We've got Monica on line what? No, we haven't.
Leave it, Charlie. Mikey Lewis, the great Mikey Lewis of Hull KR fame, joins us very shortly. Big semi-final for him this weekend. He's had another great season. He's up for Player of the Year, Man of Steel. We'll have a chat with Mikey in a few moments' time.
it'll be a cracking atmosphere.
European football returns to the City Ground as Forest host Denmark's Midtjylland live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. Ange Postecoglou is urging everyone to trust the process after his 5 games without a win. Elsewhere in the Europa League, Aston Villa returned to the Netherlands and to the stadium where they won the European Cup.
1982, Aston Villa won here, and last year we were playing against Bayern Munich, the team they faced, and of course was something special. And today we can remember for our supporter.
Emery's Villa are at Feyenoord live on talkSPORT 2 from 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Palace are in Conference League action from 5:45. They're at Dynamo Kyiv live on talkSPORT 2. Michael O'Neill has recalled Josh McGuinness to the Northern Ireland squad. Daniel Ballard, Connor Hazard, Kieran Brown and Brodie Spencer are all back from injury. And Simon Jordan is sceptical England's World Cup games next summer will be moved later because of the heat. He's told Jim TV is king.
Everything from the FA Cup to Monday Night Football has been changed. And a lot of people will say that's good, and some people will say it's not.
Right.
And that means that the broadcasters are calling the shots because they're the paymasters.
That's good, Charlie. Who's that band?
That's band. That's Cheap Suits, Paul.
Cheap Suits.
There's a track called Poster. You can find it on Spotify.
It's a good song.
Good drummer.
Yeah. Yes, Charlie's
my son's band. Yeah.
It's the song we've played throughout the season. Every Thursday at this time, we bring you a Super League guest.
Yeah.
And we are down to the wire. Well, not. I shouldn't say that because they think Warrington's in it, and they're not. Tomorrow night, the Betfred Super League semi-final. Wigan Warriors, Lee Leopards. Fingers crossed. And then on Saturday, Hull KR take on Saints. And joining us now, Hull KR's fantastic. Another great season he's had. He's been shortlisted again for the Steve Prescott Man of Steel Player of the Season award. Is Mikey Lewis. Hi, Mikey.
Mikey.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Yeah,
good.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Congratulations on the nomination. I mean, not very few people have won it more than once. So you must be honoured.
Oh yeah, massive honour to be, part of the shortlist again. Last year was a breakout year for me, picking up that fantastic trophy. And being part of that again is another proud moment.
It's been another great season for the team, taking you through to the semi-final, and you've just signed a new deal as well, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic year for us boys as a club, on and off the field, and happy to be at OKR for another 5 years. So life's good at the moment.
I saw a little bit Paul Cook, who commentates for us, a man who played for FC and KR, saying that the City can be a bit of a goldfish bowl. You're out and about, having a meal or whatever, and one half of the City loves you and the other half isn't so keen. And that brings its own challenges, I suppose. I mean, is it difficult at times from that point of view?
Yeah, it can be, but it's an opinion what people have on you. You're living in that type of environment, aren't you? You're a sportsman, so not everyone's going to like you.
No.
But it is what it is. The city of Hull, for the rugby, it's massive. Like you say, it's like a goldfish ball, and people don't like you, people love you. But it's it's part and parcel of the game, and you know, I wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest.
Wait, it can't be that bad because you've signed up for another 5 years, so you're obviously quite happy to stay
You came through the youth system, didn't you? There, Mikey, and was there anyone when you were growing up you thought they'll make it and they didn't quite fall off? And what was the difference, you think?
So the system I come through wasn't for Hull FC or Hull KR, which people get confused with. I think
right.
I come through the both academies emerged as one. So I was coming through the academy, and you know, there was me and another lad who was getting picked to go to the first team, and Hull FC had the first pick, and they chose him over me, and then OKR picked me after that. So just to make sure everyone's clear that I was never in Hull FC's.
Hull FC, you were never in their academy. Yeah, you need to know that.
So never in there. But
how important was that knockback? Because obviously I remember reading something about when you were talking about that, and it's obviously a real knock to the confidence when maybe people are saying, you know, they don't think you're quite good enough, they don't think you're quite at it. How did you sort of rebuild your career after that, get the confidence back up?
Yeah, it was about when I was, 14, 15. You know, I want the fittest. I was on the chubbier side. My diet was all of the shop, and I want the strongest or the fastest. So, you know, I really had a heart-to-heart with my mum and dad, and they told me some home truths what really helped me. I started going to the gym, started watching what I was eating, and then, you know, things just started to come together, started enjoying my rugby again, and here I am today.
So that was a good thing. I mean, there might be some people out there, young people or the parents of a young player who's maybe just released by an academy or has been told maybe to change things up. So it can be the catalyst for change. It can be a good thing, can't it, getting a bit of rejection earlier on?
100%. I think the best players in the world have probably been through that rough part of the year, and when things haven't gone their way, they've found something what works for them, and they've come on the other side. So, yeah, as a young kid coming through, it's always going to be hard because you think it's going to be plain sailing, but you know, you always come if you're really committed and really want to be that to make that your career. You can really relish on that moment of, you know, looking back when you're on that other side and think, do you remember that time when, you know, when I was struggling? Now look at me, and you know, I'm living the dream. I've got my dream job, and I'm just enjoying going to work every day.
You're one of those players who looks like they really enjoy himself out there, and that, you know, you like to wind up the opposition and the opposition fans, but that's kind of part of the way you play. You generally play with a smile on your face, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's when I play my best. When I'm playing with a smile on my face and just enjoying my rugby. And I don't really think about it too much. I think it just happens because I have a winning instinct, and I just want to win, and you know, try and get other people off their game, and they're trying to get me off my game. It's a good battle, but you know, it's what you do to try and win.
You come in for a bit of treatment, though. I mean, you've picked up a couple of injuries this season where, you know, sometimes people leave a little bit on you, or the tackles crunch in. But I suppose that is, you know, if you're going to be the kind of player you are and play on the edge and an important player for the team, there's always going to be others who want to stop you.
Yeah, 100%. It's, you know, I don't take it personal. It's rugby league. It's a tough sport. You sign up to do this, and obviously things are as pretty sometimes, but you know, it's part and parcel of the game, and I don't take it personally. It's, you know, after that final whistle, it's done. Especially for me, I feel like if I want to give it out, then I've got to expect to get it back as well, and you know, that's just how it is.
Who are your heroes growing up? And have you come up against them? Have you played against them?
Luckily enough, it was Rob Burrows and Danny Maguire who was at the Leeds and fortunately enough in the academy, Yorkshire got coached by Rob, which was a fantastic, you know, looking at how he does on his business and how he was as a coach, was fantastic. And Danny, I got to play with Danny Maguire at Hull KR back end of his career. And luckily enough, I got him to coach me as well. When he stayed on board after his playing career, it was huge for my, taking my game to another level and learning off him. Having personal contact with him. We're real good mates now, and if I ever had a problem with somewhere in life, I could probably go and talk to him about it. That's the type of relationship he built with us.
Quick one then on Saturday. You've had some good battles with Saints. The most recent one was a really tight old game. It was kind of your try that made the difference, really. So it should be another cracker, shouldn't it? It should be a great game.
Yeah, 100%. Saints have got so many, fantastic players in their squad, experienced players in these type of games. And we've got them experienced players as well. We've got Jared and Mickey McAlorum, and they've been there and done it as well. So it's going to be a fantastic contest on Saturday night, and really looking forward to getting out there and hopefully getting the win and going back to Old Trafford again.
And the Ashes to come later this month. I'm sure you want to be involved in that as well.
Yeah, 100%. Playing in for the Ashes against Australia for your country, it will be a massive honour. I'm really striving to get in that squad, and hopefully I'll get the phone call to say I'm in. Because representing your country, it's the best thing ever. Putting that England badge on and doing your people proud, it's something you dream of when you're a little kid.
Good stuff. Good to talk to you, Mikey. Enjoy the rest of the season.
Good man, Mikey. Thanks a lot.
Been great watching you this season,
pal.
and thanks very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
There we are. That's Mikey Lewis there of Hull KR.
Some player, Paul. He's brilliant.
He has been sensational this year, but he's a kind of a real... he likes to get under the skin. He says, I dish out. I have to take it.
If people haven't seen him, wait till he plays it. I mean, I think
he does take some punishment. But Friday night, as we said, all being well, because Lee Leopards aren't happy about certain aspects of their game against Wigan around ticket allocation, but hopefully that will get sorted out. That's tomorrow night, and then it's LKR v St Helens, and the following Saturday will be the grand final at Old Trafford. It's Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Dudley Stokes, four-time Winter Olympian. You'll know him from Cool Runnings, of course, the amazing John Candy film about the Jamaican bobsleigh team. Joining us for a chat in a few moments' time. We're here with our very good friends at Tool Station, standing behind every single tradesperson of Britain. Next stop, Tool Station. Runnings by Bunny Wailer. And we're going to talk about that movie now and other matters besides. But before we do, I'm sure many of the listeners know the John Candy movie about the Jamaican bobsleigh team. Before we speak to one of the guys the film was based on, let's give you a flavour of the movie via the trailer.
We're looking for a sponsor for the first Jamaican bobsled team.
Their dream was to compete in the Olympics. But they chose a sport they knew nothing about.
Great. Very good.
In a climate they had never been.
Cold weather endurance is vital to building a successful sled team.
This is the true story of 4 unlikely athletes.
Yeah, it's a great film. I haven't seen it for a long time. I'm watching the trailer earlier on with our guests coming on. It made me want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
And there's a new documentary about John Candy, isn't it? Coming out next week.
I mean, what an actor John Candy is. But
well, Black History Month is approaching, and there's probably no greater example of challenging stereotypes than the Jamaican bobsleigh team. Yeah. Our next guest went to 4 Winter Olympics.
Fantastic.
Dudley Stokes joins us. Hi, Dudley.
Hey,
How
Dudley.
are you?
Fine, thank you, Charlie, and thanks for the invitation.
It's a great pleasure, yeah. I mean, do you ever watch it back? I mean, do you ever kind of watch the movie back? Does it bring? I mean, it's obviously a highly fictionalised version of what happened to you at Calgary, but have you watched it back over the years?
Yeah, I watched it more times than I care to admit, but a couple of times are very good. I watched it with my children many years ago, gave me a different appreciation. And I did a live stream with the movie during lockdown 3 or 4 years ago. And the research for that and watching the movie with people online really was therapeutic. It gave me a different impression of Cool Runnings.
Yeah. I'm sure over the years, did you get to meet John Candy or any of the cast and chat to them, or were you a consultant on the film?
We were consulted and spent a lot of time with the eventual producer. And I didn't meet John Candy, but I met a couple of others of the actors and who were in Jamaica for the Jamaican premiere of the movie.
Right.
Unfortunately, John Candy passed away before I had a chance to actually sit with him.
Yeah. So, I mean, as we say, with Black History Month has, of course, arrived. It's now October. And it must have been difficult, as we see in that little trailer there, of attempting to get the sponsorship and just being laughed at, to get people to take you seriously in that sport.
Extremely. And it continued for quite a while after that first appearance. Throughout much of my sporting and Olympic career in bobsleigh. But of course, in the beginning, it was ridiculous. We really struggled right up till the very end to get any kind of sponsorship or support. And once Time magazine came and took a picture of me beside a sled in Austria and put it in the magazine, then that sort of opened a lot of doors that had previously been slammed in our faces. But the film tried but couldn't do justice to a lot of those trials, including the cold weather acclimatization, which was also a challenge.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, visibility is so important, Dudley. And they always say if you can see it, you can do it. So the way you must have influenced a lot of young people in Jamaica, it must have been massive for you and for them.
Massive. I think you need to understand that in Jamaica, sporting achievement is sort of viewed at a different level.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the UK and England, you may see Olympic gold medalists once in your life from a distance. And in Jamaica, you run into them walking down the street. It's a completely different environment and completely different expectations. So on the one hand, we were always a little scared about how we would be received, because we knew that we wouldn't be winning, we wouldn't be coming home with the gold. But we hope that people would appreciate us for what we were trying. And that is in fact how it worked out. And so we are a proud part of the Jamaican sporting landscape.
And did you inspire young Jamaicans at the time to take up bobsleigh? After that, after you went to the first one in Calgary, did more Jamaican kids start getting into it, feeling like it was an opportunity for them to go into the sport?
Yes, they did, and they still do. But I'm probably more proud of the fact that it encouraged more Jamaicans to get into other sports, into other non-traditional sports, and to push forward. So, for instance, now our ice hockey team are CONCACAF champions, or in that, you know, that sort of thing has transpired down through the years, and I think that can be traced back to the '88 team and its subsequent Olympics, and us becoming a winter sport nation.
I would imagine funding's difficult, Dudley, isn't it? Like in any sport these days. I mean, is that an ongoing issue for people wanting to compete in the Winter Olympics?
Always has been. People know about cool runnings. I went to 3 subsequent Olympics, and in 1994, we finished 14th overall, which is in the top seed. It's a big deal in bobsleigh, 7th nation, and we were 10th on 2 of the 4 runs for the race. And after that performance, I thought fundraising would become easier, and it became more difficult for a whole other sorts of reasons. People were fine with us racing and pitching sort of the cool running story.
Yeah.
But once we started to become competitive, those people went away, and we had to find other interests. But it's never been easy, and I don't think it really is ever easy for people outside of the true professional sports, the professional leagues, to fund themselves. But that's part of the game.
Was the movie a bit of a curse, Dudley? I just wonder. I mean, it was very entertaining. It's a great film, but I wonder, you were involved in the sport seriously. You wanted to compete seriously in the Olympics. Did the film sort of damage that a bit by sort of making light of it? Do you ever see it that way?
I did originally. That was my first take on it when I saw it at the premiere in Jamaica, and I was upset. And within minutes of the end of the film, of me being really downfallen, the head of Red Stripe Beer at the time came up and said, "How much money do you need to go to the next Olympics?" This was in 1993. So taken off guard, I said, $60,000. And he said, "Okay, come by tomorrow and pick up a check." Which I said, 100,000. 100,000 would really cover it.
And all this Red Stripe you can drink.
When was the last time you were near it?
Yeah, that was included.
Yeah. When was the last time you were near a bobsleigh?
Money, but...
Yeah.
Sorry, Dudley. When was the last time you were near a bobsleigh? Do you still follow the sport? Do you get near it at all?
I do, and I'm involved in coaching, not on really a consistent basis, but I jump in where I see need and I can bring some kind of value. The last time I drove down a track was in 2018, when a friend of mine tricked me into driving on the Lake Placid track, upstate New York. But it was fun.
Good stuff. Well, it's been a pleasure and an honour to speak to you. Thank you very much, Dudley. All the best.
Dudley.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Dudley Stokes there. The 4-time Winter Olympian, bobslayer, and one of the inspirations for the John Candy movie, Cool Runnings. Yeah. And, so there we are, celebrating Black History Month, which, of course, got underway yesterday.
Yeah, sure.
It is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Still to come this afternoon. Tim Vickery joins us. He's going to be joining us on Thursday. It's a new day for Tim, looking at all the big stories from South American football. A real battle to be the Brazil number 9. And, of course, we've got games coming up, international games coming up next week. And all manner of other stuff going on. We've got a birthday spread for you. More of your emails, texts and tweets. We'll squeeze a few of those in. And don't forget our live football tonight. Dynamo Kiev Palace on talkSPORT 2. Final Villa on talkSPORT. And then later on talkSPORT 2 from 8 o'clock, Forest Midtjylland. Birthday spread coming up in the final hour, but first Hugo Chambray has the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van Range. Commercial vehicles that go the distance for your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
Thanks, Paul. Good afternoon. European football returns to the City Ground for the first time in almost 30 years tonight as Forest take on Midtjylland. Big Ange says he hopes playing in Europe this season isn't a one-off.
More importantly, I think it's something that this football club wants to do on a regular basis, every season. So, looking forward to it. Like I said, just my previous experience with other clubs, the European nights are always special.
While ahead of Palace's clash with Dynamo Kiev, Mark Gahey has thanked his club's fans for their continuing support, as despite his Liverpool transfer summer window saga.
I don't have much to say, to be honest. I'm focused on playing football and playing football for this football club. But definitely to the fans, thank you very much for your support. I definitely feel it.
Both Palace and Forest matches are live on talkSPORT 2 this evening. Elsewhere, whether or not England make it to next year's World Cup final out in New Jersey, fans will need to pay up to £4,720 to be there. The cheapest final tickets start at £1,500. FIFA had previously only revealed that the cheapest tickets would be $60. Simon Jordan reckons it isn't good value.
I think it's overpriced in the same way that I think that people paid $750 to go and watch the Ryder Cup on a daily basis is overpriced. You pay what the market, you charge what the market will bear, and then you argue about the morality of it through people like ourselves and try and create some outcome that's a little bit fairer.
And speaking of the Ryder Cup, the man in charge of the event last weekend says abuse directed at Rory McIlroy crossed a line. Englishman Matt Fitzpatrick had accused the PGA of America of bitterness when handing Europe the trophy. Now PGA CEO says he plans to apologise to McIlroy and his wife Erica. There's more on our website at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
2 people have been killed in an attack at a synagogue in Crumpsall, Greater Manchester. Police have also confirmed in the past hour that the suspect is dead. There'll be more from the news team at past.
talkSPORT Weather.
Cloudy and breezy with spells of rain in the north and west today. Dry with light winds elsewhere. Heavy rain and strong winds heading eastward tonight.
Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Just before we get underway, interesting hearing Mark Gay there thanking the fans. And there's always this belief that football fans are sort of rabid and partisan, which they are, but in the right circumstances, I mean, I'm sure a lot of Palace fans would have been gutted if he'd left, but they probably wouldn't have blamed him because it's Liverpool and he's been great for them.
And they'd have got 70 odd million quid
well, he only had a year left, didn't he? But I mean, they would have got. But the fact is, he's gone out there and he's putting a shift in. And he's still playing well. If he was going out there moping about, they wouldn't be understanding.
I will say he can't mope about because he wants to get in the England side. I will say we do need a central defender.
I actually also he's a good pro.
Yeah,
he's a lot of players could easily say, "Oh, Med was turned," and you never see another performance out of him. But anyway, well done to Palace fans. Well done to him. Time now for today's bet builder with our friends at Paddy Power. Welcome to Tom Barclay. We're going to look forward to tonight's Europa League match, should I say? Aston Villa versus Feyenoord in Rotterdam. Good afternoon, Fern.
Hello, Fern.
Good afternoon, guys. Now, the Villa picks last week, we were only one shot on target away from getting it in. So I feel like this is going to be a good one. This is the moment.
Who let us down? Who came up short? Do you want to just name and shame which leg of it?
I will do, actually. It was Max Rushton who said over 2 shots on target
Max
for
Rushton.
Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins, yeah.
Yeah.
Max.
There's only one
I was
shot on
following.
target.
I put it onto our WhatsApp group, going, "We're going to win this." The Attitude Foundation is rolling in it here.
Yeah.
I'd put the
It
whole,
was a good amount of money as well,
the
wasn't it?
good Leonardo DiCaprio gif on lifting his champagne glass a lot. So Ollie Watkins will have 2 shots on target. Surely 1 shot on target, Paul.
Oh, Max.
Everything else came in, though. Everything else.
So just tell us how the bet builder works briefly, Fern.
Yeah, of course. We've all made a pick of bets across different markets, added them all together, got some overall value, and then Paddy Power put a £10 bet down on it, hoping we get it right, because if it does and it comes in, all the winnings go to the Attitude Foundation, like Charlie said, who do great work with the LGBT community.
Well, I know I may be bocking us with an Ollie Watkins bet. I've gone with Ollie Watkins.
I believe in Ollie.
I just maybe that goal could have the other day could turn things around for him. It's a decent little loft.
Ending that goal drought, didn't he, at the weekend against Fulham? I hope for the sake of the bet builder as well, that was him revving his engine and firing in this game. But the Feyenoord manager, Robin van Persie, highlighted him as a significant threat to his team. He thinks he's going to do a bit of damage. So hopefully he does for our bet builder. For him to score any time is on Paddy Power at 7-5.
Okay. Charlie, what are you gone with?
I've gone for both teams to score, Faye.
Fair play.
Interesting, because both teams have scored in only one of Feyenoord's last 6 matches. They've got a really good home record at the moment. But saying that, the bets come in for 3 of Aston Villa's last 5 matches. So they're on some better form of late. We're going to hopefully get into that in the people's bet as well. But both teams are scorers in at 6-10.
Okay. Producer Sean has gone for Bogard to be fouled 2+ times.
Well, it's his former team, isn't it? He first joined an academy before moving to Villa there. So he's going to be back on home soil. A number of these players he's up against as well are his teammates for the Netherlands. So, yeah, it's going to be a tricky game for him. He has been fouled 2 or more times in each of his starts for the club. So for him to get 2 or more in this game is in at evens on Paddy Power.
You've gone for the Villa win? Oh, no, is that the people have gone for the
That's
Villa
the
win?
people.
Sorry about that.
The people. 6,000 people have actually got this in their bet builder. They're hoping that Villa will get that 3rd straight victory that they're desperately looking for. I mean, excluding that penalty shootout with Brentford in the Carabao Cup, they are 5 matches unbeaten technically. So the people are feeling confident in that, and that's in at 6-5.
And you have gone with
Matty Cash to get a card, because I've copied producer Sean. He had this in their bet builder last week and it came in, so I'm sticking with it. He has been booked in 3 of his last 6 club appearances. That's in at 5-2. He's also a super sub as well, so if for any reason he comes off, whoever takes his spot, the bet will move over to them.
So if we can pull this one off, then what are we looking at across the board, the odds?
This is such a good amount of money. Overall comes in at 42-1. So from a £10 bet, the Attitude Foundation could get a return of £427. So can the people at home. And if we do get it right, of course, that winning, all that money goes to the Attitude Foundation, who do great work with the LGBT community.
They deserve it after what we've put them through, really. So,
they do.
Thank you very much, Fern. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys.
There we are. There's Fern Buckley there.
I got fair at one point, but I think I got away with it, Paul.
Yeah, you did. You kind of said it quickly. So if you can't get it right,
bit of an accent. I was thinking
get it right, say it quickly. Was chatting to Faye tomorrow.
And that's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
England squad's announced. But that was Fern Buckley. Paddy Power's bet builder for today. That game is live on talkSPORT this evening, 8 o'clock kickoff. So there we are. Minimum odds 1 to 5 per leg, 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Paul Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Birthday spread coming up, as is Tim Vickery, South American correspondent, joining us to bring us some of the big stories from South America. We will be chatting a little bit about the Brazil number 9 slot as we go into another international break, and quite a lot of
people putting their hat in the ring, isn't there?
Well, they're scared. I mean, there are a lot of people up for the gig. Many of them playing in the Premier League. So it'd be interesting to get Tim's take on that. But before all that, Charlie, we asked the listeners about stains that they picked up. Stains that they picked up that maybe didn't know about at inopportune times. This is off of Darts. Ryan Searle has now got a lucky toothpaste stain. Went out in the wrong trainers in a stain shirt and won. So
like it.
He's putting it down to the stain.
Ian, the Rangers fan, he's been in touch. Went to a wedding where they served hot roast beef on Yorkshire pudding. Sounds nice.
That sounds good.
Topped with horseradish as canapes.
Oh yeah, I've had those before.
Yeah,
very nice. Yeah.
But they were too big and too hot to eat in one bite.
Okay, well
resulting in horseradish all down the Peckham. Now I said to you, Paul, I know, I'm pretty good on me rhyming slang. Couldn't work out Peckham for the life of me.
I said to you Peckham Rye.
Peckham Rye, and then after Peckham Rye tie.
Yes,
got there in the end.
All damn me Peckham.
All damn me Peckham.
Yeah.
40,000 feathers on a thrush. Do you know that song, Paul?
Who's that?
It's Billy Cotton.
Billy Cotton.
Billy Cotton, yeah. 40,000
for the teenagers. Yeah.
Resulting in horseradish all down Peckham. I wasn't the only one. The room looked like a flock of seagulls.
Really? Not the band?
I'd flown, not the band. They'd flown over, and thank God for baby wipes.
Yes.
Very nice. This is Bobby. Many years ago, me and the youngest went to the Eden Project. Nice. On arrival, we were hungry, went to grab a bite to eat. Picked the cheese and tomato pizza with fresh tomatoes on it. You see where this is going. Usually with the pizza, I always use my hands. But as we were out, I used a knife and fork. Oh, la-di-da.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza with a knife and fork. On stabbing the pizza with a fork.
Okay. Violent. Violent imagery.
I pierced the tomato, which spat like a punk pizza, this. It spat what seemed like an eternity's worth of juice all over my white T-shirt. Oh. I then went and bought an Eden Project T-shirt.
Yeah.
To walk. That's why they sell the tomatoes.
Yeah, of course it is. They use the exploding tomatoes to sell the T-shirts. It's the marketing manager.
There we are on the last one, Paul. I had a christening a couple of years ago. This is Harry. Looking after a friend's child, I sat them on my knee, and all of their buffet then went all over me. I stank. Stayed at the christening for half an hour, then left in a mood.
Oh, okay.
That's nice, Harry. That's nice of you.
Old Uncle Harry. Where's Uncle Harry? You threw your buffet over.
Exactly,
and
there we are.
Talking of food and weddings, which we weren't there.
We were there.
Greg's fan, Ross and Harry Rutter, 26 and 27, married in Sandy Acre in Derbyshire.
That's nice.
In front of a tower of 200 sausage rolls.
Oh, how romantic.
That is nice, isn't it?
That nice? Homemade or Greg's?
They're Greg's fans.
Oh, lovely.
Well, I was wondering, what do Greg's fans sing?
Greg's fans.
Greg's, you'd have songs, wouldn't you? Like any
absolutely.
fan of
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't given it any thought.
Yeah, you should have lined me up here, Paul.
Sorry.
I could have. You're going home with a steaming hot meat pie. You're going. No,
it's not good.
No, it's not very good, Paul. But I work one out.
Let's ask the listeners. They got more time on their hands than us. What do Greg's fans sing? Got any songs for Greg's fans?
Greg's at home. Tough place to go.
It is very, very difficult. Yeah. So anyway, let us know. Talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TS.
Charlie walks in the studio. This is David Glue.
David Glue's back. Okay, fair enough.
He's back. Charlie walks into the studio to see Paul using some adhesive to fix his microphone.
Yeah.
What are you even gluing on TalkSport?
That's it. Yeah.
There we are. We'll leave
nice.
We'll leave it there.
Get in touch, talksport.com, text 1889, tweet TSH and J. Joining us next, Tim Vickery with all the very latest news from South America. We'll have a birthday spread after that. And of course, as always, we're here with our very good friends at Tool Station, ready to help at over 580 stations. Next stop, Tool Station. Time to head to Rio.
Lovely.
And bring you the very latest from the world of South American football with Tim Vickery. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Afternoon, gentlemen. Now, surely, if anyone can come up with a song for Greg's, it has to be Baker.
I know.
It has to
of
be.
course.
I can't believe I didn't have anything in mind.
I did throw it at you.
I know you did throw it, but normally, Paul, I'd be like,
yeah, you had a song.
Full of
Have the listeners got any?
I'd have something. Yeah, a few coming in.
Any good?
Steak, bay.
What's the tune?
I can't work out what the tune is. There we are. Give me sausage in my roll. That's not very good, Adam.
They sound
we can see you eating nout.
Oh, that's good.
Not bad.
I like that one.
That's quite
Tim
that's
likes
good.
that one.
I like
Yeah.
that one.
He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Steak, bake. He's one of our own.
No, not sure.
Not sure.
The other one's the winner. Anyway, Tim, on to more important matters. It's not qualifiers for Brazil. Is this friendlies they've got coming up?
Yeah, qualifying is done and dusted, apart from Bolivia, who's got the playoff in March.
Right.
But it's not a case of friendly schmendly, because Ancelotti, he's only just come in, and the first squad he named, he was a Real Madrid coach on Saturday, flew to Brazil on Sunday, called up the squad on Monday, and he didn't know half the players. You know, it was jointly done with people from the Brazilian FA. The second call up was a bit strange because they weren't playing anything worthwhile. So that this really is his first proper call up, and he's only got this one. He's got one next month when it looks like they're coming to London to play African opposition,
right? And
he's got one in March when they'll be up against European heavyweights. That's it before his World Cup. So, you know, these three FIFA dates friendlies are really, really important for him to kind of sort out. And Brazil have wasted all of that time, 18 rounds of qualifiers and a Copa America in the middle. And they're now running to try and get some kind of team together. And one thing that we can kind of guarantee is there's going to be massive Premier League interest, because and for those, Paul, of our generation, and we're old enough to remember Miranjinha, you know, 87. You remember that? The revolution of that was, you know, his name is Miranjinha. He's not from Argentina. He's from Brazil, and I can't do the next
finish
line.
the rest of the song.
Indeed. The squad that he named yesterday, of the 23, 12 Premier League based, and it would be 14. Wow. Alisson, his aim was not true, and he's just picked up an injury, so he's out. And also João Pedro, the Chelsea centre forward, is not 100%, so he hasn't been called up. But you know, even without them, you've got 12. Although I think Gabriel Magalhães has already also injured himself. No sooner had he named the squad than someone were getting injured in the in the Champions League. But 12 Premier League players, including the entire midfield. All of the midfield is Premier League, and this battle for centre forward as well, where maybe the most interesting thing about the squad, Igor Jesus of Forest, who's hit the ground running there in the last couple of weeks. It's his first call up under Ancelotti. There's a recall for the Wolves pair, Andre and João Gomes. It's their first call up under Ancelotti. And maybe the most important thing about the press conference was there was absolutely no mention, either from him or from any of the questions, of Neymar, which shows, you know, and he's not playing again. He's injured again. There is a journo in Brazil alleging that Neymar is addicted to whiskey and gambling and staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning and won't play again this year. The Neymar camps say they're going to sue, but the journo is saying, no, this has been well researched. But he's running out of time. You know, and
Is Neymar after the breakfast show? on talkSPORT.
He's trying to get. Maybe that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
It's his play for breakfast with Alan and Ray.
There could be no finer ambition for someone who's never won the World Cup or the Ballon d'Or.
We know that Richarlison has this relationship with Ancelotti from the Everton days. We know he loves him, and I'm sure he'll be involved. We had Tom Barclay, Spurs correspondent for The Sun, earlier on. He's written a new book, Miracle in Bilbao, and Tottenham fans have kind of seen glimpses of Richie, and then he picked up an injury. You'd see sort of tantalising glimpses, and we often think if he gets a run of games, the problem is he's had a run of games and he has been ever so slightly diminishing returns. He scored those great goals against Burnley, but he had 10 touches against Bodo Glimt the other night. He just disappears in games, and it's strange. You know, kind of seeing more of him has been, you know, the return has not been stunning.
Because I watched quite a lot of him before he moved over to Watford, and I couldn't imagine him being a success. Didn't think it was there. And then at Watford, and loads of people were saying, he was the best player ever to have played for Watford. Now, including John Barnes, and John Barnes stayed for 3 seasons after that wonder goal in the Maracanã. Wouldn't happen these days. So he's a player who's kind of baffled me in the past. And his best time for Brazil was when they were really firing in the build-up to the last World Cup, when they had Neymar and Lucas Paquetá had a sweet thing going on, and they were getting ball into the box, and he was just on the end of it. He was scoring. I remember the previous Brazil coach described him as a little bit of a racehorse, just plays in blinkers. All he sees is the goal. That's it. He doesn't do anything else. He just sees the goal. So I suppose his contribution outside the box is always going to be a little bit limited, and it's a little bit dependent on the quality of service that you get in there. If you get good service in, I think he will score you goals. But yeah, you're right. He's always baffled me a little bit.
Who would you say is favourite to lead the line for Brazil if the World Cup was tomorrow?
Ooh, well, he has got this thing with Richarlison. He does like Richarlison. João Pedro started last time, the home game, and he has the capacity to drop back. And because quite how they're going to work out the side, I think is interesting. I mean, it's possible that they might play or they might start some games without a 9 and leave that space for Vinny, the way that Ancelotti done his Real Madrid side before Mbappe joined. So that is a possibility, because they have been doing a little bit, just playing 2 in midfield,
right,
with 2 wingers and a pair up front. And after one of the last games, on Casemiro, who's one of those 2, was saying, looking down at his aging legs and saying, I don't think we can play this way against every opponent. So, and Ancelotti was saying yesterday, yeah, there'll be games when we have to play 3 there. If they play 3 there, can they afford a Richarlison figure? Can they afford someone who's not going to make a great deal of contribution? I don't know. And this is the fascinating thing for me. He's only got these 3 FIFA dates to sort out what he's going to do. He's got to do a lot of work in a little time. I think it helps enormously that he's not a details man, is he, Ancelotti? He's the great simplifier.
Yeah.
And I think he'll need every little bit of that capacity to simplify, to sort out a team in just a handful of training sessions and 6 games.
Now, you've often told us about the little gems you spot in sort of age group tournaments in South American football, and you've tipped us off over the years, and I've seen this kid, and he's this.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You say the under-20 World Cup's underway, and you'd imagine like the next generation of Brazilian players would be strong, but you say they're already in trouble, Tim.
Well, it's probably the hardest group I've ever seen in any competition ever. They're in with Mexico, who are really good at this level. They're in with Morocco, who now piggyback on the kind of European diaspora. You saw what Morocco did in the last Senior World Cup, and with Spain, who were the European under-19 champions. They drew with Mexico. I think Mexico just shaded that one, really. They lost last night to Morocco. So even in a competition where there's 24 teams and 16 go through, they are almost certainly out unless they beat Spain on Saturday. So part of it is a very, very difficult group, but also it's not on the official FIFA calendar. And the way that football has changed, I think, in recent times, both with the quality of the pitches and the fact that talent is much more protected than it's ever been. It means if you look around, there are a lot more players of 19 playing a big role in their teams than there were maybe 20 years ago. And the clubs won't release them. There is no obligation to release for this tournament. So it's more like a Brazil B or Brazil C, although all the countries, all the big countries are in this situation.
Yeah.
And Argentina, for example, have won both of their games. In the qualification tournament, they had Echeverri, Man City, they've loaned him out to Germany, and Mastro Antonio, who's now playing for Real Madrid. Obviously, no one's going to release them. So there is a question about the Under-20 World Cup, if it's still fit for purpose, because you don't have the best players there, because they're not getting released. But pulling back on Brazil a little bit, there is a problem there, is that they're just big and strong. It's quite embarrassing seeing the way that Mexico can outpass them, and Morocco did it. And Morocco played much more on the break. but very intricate. And Brazil, it's like it's these strong, burly 6-footers putting it in the mixer and hoping to get their head on a cross or something. So the Spain game on Saturday is going to be intriguing because Spain will try and pass their way through them, and Brazil will send up the big battalions. It's a little bit like like watching Wimbledon and Tottenham, in the 1980s, and Brazil have become a little bit Wimbledon. So I think there's something to think of there. Because it's quite sad to see Brazil outpassed by Mexico.
Interesting. We'll get an update next week. Thank you, Tim.
Cheers, Tim.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Tim Vickery, our man on South American football.
Glenn the Happy Hammer, Paul.
Yeah.
Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? This good customer.
Oh, okay.
He ate all the pies. That's
this
nice
is the wedding of
Very
Greg's
nice.
fans. 2 Greg's fans. Ross and Harry got married in Derbyshire in front of a tower of 200 sausage rolls. But what songs do Greg's fans sing?
Yeah,
I cannot believe
had a lot.
The official score of the birthday spread, Jeff Peters, has not got one up his
You'll Never
sleeve.
Pork Alone has come in quite a lot of times.
I'm sure it has.
Is that all you take away from Mike in Cardiff?
Good
Very
work.
Nice, very
Nice. Greg, these are some of the songs that Greg's fans sing. If Greg's fans, I'm sure they exist. Andy Jacobs may even have one, but
You never know.
He's mainly been concentrating on the 10 birthdays this week, as we'll discover in the birthday spread coming up next.
We're building up to a nostalgic evening of football live on talkSPORT tonight.
It is something different, something unique, and the fact that it's the first one in 30 years, I guess, adds to that. And really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a cracking atmosphere.
European football returns to the City Ground as Forest host Denmark's Midtjylland live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. Ange Postecoglou is urging everyone to trust the process after his 5 games without a win. Elsewhere in the Europa League, Aston Villa returned to the Netherlands and to the stadium where they won the European Cup.
1982, Aston Villa won here, and last year we were playing against Bayern Munich, the team they faced it, and of course was something special. And today we can remember for our supporter.
Emery's Villa are at Feyenoord live on talkSPORT 2 from 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Palace are in Conference League action from 5:45. They're at Dynamo Kyiv live on talkSPORT 2. Michael O'Neill has recalled Josh McGuinness to the Northern Ireland squad. Daniel Ballard, Connor Hazard, Kieran Brown and Brodie Spencer are all back from injury. And Simon Jordan is sceptical England's World Cup games next summer will be moved later because of the heat. He's told Jim TV is king.
Everything from the FA Cup to Monday Night Football has been changed. And a lot of people will say that's good and some people will say it's not.
Right.
And that means that the broadcasters are calling the shots because they're the paymasters.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee. Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. It's 3:30 of a Thursday, which means it's birthday spread time. A simple game in which Andy Jacobs and Jeff Peters join us. Andy's job, of course, has been to collate 10 birthdays this week. People who've celebrated their birthday this week. Some of which we'll know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe showbiz, sports people.
Yeah.
Some of which we won't. Like,
Always wondered how it
medics.
Good, yeah.
Medics or, university professors, judges.
Pointless people.
People we won't know.
Waste of space. Is people.
And he'll have, basically, he chooses the 10 based on the quality of the funny material he can glean from their names.
Imagine the ones he doesn't choose.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Peters keeps score, but let's say hello to Andy first. Good afternoon, Andy.
You're going home in a Greg's delivery van.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad, we'll have it.
Bad. Thank you, caller.
Very good.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, are the jokes good today?
Yes, I was a little bit worried. It's one of those weeks, but I'm gradually sort of...
You've eased into it. You've got a bit more confidence now.
Scrape them together.
Good, OK. Well, that bodes well. Jeff, good afternoon, Jeff.
Good afternoon to you, Paul. Won a fortnight ago. Leads 18-11 this year, 102.60 overall. Charlie lost to Max last week, which some are saying
wasn't a real game.
Is the biggest sporting upset since Leicester won the
Max
Premier
took
League.
it very seriously.
How did you lose to Max?
I took it so seriously. It was really boring. and also Andy chose people who Max would know.
Right.
On purpose, I think.
So he just sort of came out windmilling, did he? There was no finesse with Max. I mean, just like swinging at everything.
Felt a bit fixed, if I'm honest. I don't want to say that word, but it felt
fixed.
Fixed.
Okay.
I think there's 7 you'll know this week, and one of them in particular, Charlie will enjoy. I'll leave it there. You'll know when it comes.
Finally, I enjoy.
When you say that, is it one that's likely to get us taken off air?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. They're the ones that Charlie generally enjoys. So, as always, we're joined by Pele and Sergio Mendes.
Oh, that's nice.
Only we could be, but here they are in spirit anyway. And the first birthday, I'll kick us off as I won a fortnight ago, Andy.
Well, it was Martina Hingis' birthday this week, but I gave her the thumbs down.
Oh.
It's to be a long time.
Oh, it's a long time. Yeah, it's a long story. I won't tell again, but it involves me and Andy on one of these.
Oh, I think I've heard it.
On the back of one of these. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
everybody's heard it.
Yeah,
and it also includes one only, especially if it's your birthday this week, Paul.
Yeah,
I've done one that only you and I will get. So
that's nice.
Here
nice.
we go.
That's good for a competition.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Nice and inclusive. Yeah, go on then.
Exactly. Okay, the first birthday of the week is the fine actor Ian McShane.
Ah, yes.
Ian McShane.
Brilliant in Heidi High.
Thanks to
trying to put me off the scent. Okay.
Two different versions.
Yes.
Thanks to AI, in his new movie, Ian plays a young man who shoots to fame on a Sky Sports football entertainment show, and then goes on to create a live Sunday morning cooking and chat show on Channel 4.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Lovejoy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes, very nice.
Ian McShane's got to be 78.
Baby.
Yeah. 78.
81.
83. Good
wow,
start,
really? Good start for Charlie. What's that done to the scores, Jeff?
Paul 5, Charlie 2. Charlie in the lead.
Good start. Yeah, I went a bit young. He's got young hair, isn't he?
He's got young hair.
Does he dye it?
I don't know.
Charlie going to lead us
Never
off.
tell.
Match official Chris Broad. Chris Broad.
Yeah.
But I'm more friendly with the branch of the family who live in Norwich. I really prefer the Norfolk Broads.
Yes.
Yes, very nice. I'm going to say 67.
That's a good guess, Charlie. I'll go clickety-click 66.
He's 68.
Oh, okay. Oh, wrong way Regals there, I did. So just the one extra one for me. Is that right or not?
Two.
Two.
You're both under clubbing this week. So Paul, 2 out onto 7.
Yep.
Charlie, 1 out onto 3. By the way, I saw Martin Tyler at Forest last week.
Did you?
It wasn't. He loves this show, as you know, and he's a big fan of the spread. He wasn't so keen that you overguessed his age.
We did, but only slightly.
He does love the spread, and he is a lovely, lovely man.
He is.
Oh, very nice.
Brilliant.
We should do a version with him, but just recorded.
Yeah.
And it's recorded.
Yeah.
Be ridiculous.
So back to me. Back to me. Yes.
The legend of Dame Julie Andrews. Not of. Just
the legend of. I've not seen that film. The legend of Dame.
I like it.
I put an extra of.
Yeah,
no
legend
reason.
of.
The legend of.
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Dame Julie Andrews.
Lovely, yeah.
And I was driving along the motorway, actually, when I came across a collision between Julie and the late Jimmy Hill.
Yeah.
I was worried about the occupants of Jimmy's car, but Dame Julie reassured me. She said, "The hills are alive."
Oh, that's blimey. Keep it light.
Yeah.
Nobody was hurt.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, sure. The hills are alive.
She's got to be. I'm going to 90.
Yeah, she's up there, Paul, and she definitely up there. 91.
Ooh.
90.
Oh,
Paul,
correct hit.
Seen it in the paper, yeah.
Correct hit.
So Paul stays on 7, Charlie 1 out onto 4. So 3 in it after 3, Charlie in the lead.
You're still winning, Charlie.
He's chuntering away. Only cost you 1 point there.
Cost you 1 point, Charlie.
Paul, I don't like cheats.
As if
I like it being fixed, and I don't like cheats.
I wasn't cheating.
Paul looking in the paper. Oh, I see. It's Julie Andrews' 90th birthday.
I had an honest guess. It was her birthday yesterday.
Invited to her party.
Same day as mine.
Just a spoonful of sugar.
That's true.
So, okay. Can you hear a baby crying in the background?
No, it's ridiculous.
So, back to Charlie, birthday number 4.
Birthday number 4 is the great singer Johnny Mathis.
Oh, lovely. Oh, Johnny Mathis.
A lot of people don't realise Johnny was born in the Potteries and grew up admiring Stanley Matthews. I asked him what first drew him to the old Victoria ground, and he said, "Stoke gets in your eyes."
Oh, okay.
Hey, ask me how I knew.
Do you do Johnny Mathis?
When the child is born.
That's Eartha Kitt you're doing.
It's quite similar, those two.
Yeah.
Johnny Mathis is it me?
Yes, you. Yeah, yeah.
I think similar age to Julie Andrews. I think similar era.
Yeah.
91, Paul. Maybe a bit. I think I've got a bit old.
No, I don't think you have. I might go 90. I might go the Andrews 90 double.
Yes.
No,
Johnny Mathis is in fact 90.
Oh!
Paul's been on who's90.com.
I certainly
what a
haven't.
great website.
And if anybody's out there, do not Google that.
It's a strange...
because you may not on a work computer. So
strange thing to put into the browser, Paul.
Yes, it is. So I stay on 7, Jeff.
Yeah, you're on 7 and Charlie is on 5. Brilliant elite scoring after 4. 7, 5.
Birthday number 5. Then here we go.
Here we go,
Birthday
Charlie.
number 5. Last one before half-time. I have to confess that he has appeared before. It's the singer and percussionist Youssef N'Dour.
Oh yeah,
Youssef N'Dour. And I can't believe Senegalese TV is still showing his pub game show with the late Freddie Truman. All together now. Indoor League.
Indoor League. Yeah, very nice.
Million voices.
Charlie does 3 impressions. One of them clearly isn't Johnny Mathis. One is Youssef N'Dour.
Million voices.
Yeah.
Second. 7 seconds away.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very good. It's very good.
As long as I stay.
All right, thank you, Charlie. You do. The thing is, you do him, Frank Spencer,
And Max Bygraves. That's all
Max
I've got.
Bygraves.
Yeah.
The trouble is, you could never do that thing where you could say,
walking down
who's
the
that
street."
coming into? Oh, it's Youssef N'Dour. Okay.
Yeah.
Youssef N'Dour must
Are
be...
you anywhere near Houston? I'm
7 seconds away.
I'd say...
Be a good taxi driver. Just go around the corner now, mate.
Yeah, how far away? I'd say he's...
It's worth putting him in, really, for all this.
75.
I've no idea how old he is, actually, if I'm honest. When was 7 seconds? In the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How old was he then? Probably about 40. Yeah, you're about right, I reckon, Paul.
I don't know.
77, I think.
77?
77 seconds away.
Yeah.
You've overaged him.
Oh.
He's only 66.
Oh, wow. Sorry,
bad.
if you're listening. What's the chance of him listening to this? Hello, lads.
He likes my impression.
I love Charlie's impression.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson's a bit underrated. We like him at 7.
Yeah. So, what's the scores, Jeff? We've just slightly spoiled our record there.
So Paul is 9 out, Charlie is 11 out, and at the halfway stage, it is 16 all.
16 all. Wow. 16 all. Okay. Let us know how you're getting on in the birthday spread. talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089. And get in touch and let us know how you're doing. We'll bring you the best of those shortly. And if you are having a kids' party soon and you are lacking a Youssef N'Dour impersonator, Charlie is available. Good to really get the party going.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that.
It's really the kids would love it, wouldn't
We
they?
wanted a magician. Where's the magician?
I wanted a Frozen party.
Stop singing 7 seconds. Sing one of the other ones. Anyway, that's all coming up shortly. We're here with Tool Station. Next stop, Tool Station. Time then for the second half of the birthday spread. Before we get underway, let's find out how the talkSPORT listener is faring. It's 16-all between myself and Charlie. How's everybody getting
His
on?
Paul's cheating uncovered. Glenn says, Charlie, if you listen to the breakfast show, Big Al's fawning over Julia Andrews on her birthday. Glenn, the happy hammer. Thank you.
I didn't hear it. I've got to be honest. Sorry.
There we are. That's a shame. 11 out. Cy the hungover red. Currently on 11. David sitting on the rank at Waterloo Station. Don't try to say that after a few pints.
Yes.
Hey guys, 38 after the first 5. Charlie's right. It's a kids' game and a waste of half an hour. You're absolutely right. It is, Mike. On a steady 13 after a direct hit on Mathis Fraser in Glasgow. Charlie, I've looked. There is no official Nana Cherry tribute act for you to perform a duet with. That's the Sizzler.
That's a shame.
Thank you, the Sizzler. First half went 11 out. 10 out, then 1, 2, 4. Don't know what that means.
Yeah.
That's it. Got a direct hit on Julie Andrews and shouted, "Eat it!" The wife asked me if I was okay.
Okay.
Tony the Welk Man.
Tony the Welk Man.
There we are. Thank you, Tony.
Right, let's get underway. Charlie, you lead us off. Here we go, Andy.
Okay, it's a fine actor from EastEnders and Gavin and Stacey, Larry Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Lamb.
And Larry just opened the Butchers in the High Street, actually, with the QPR fullback.
Yeah, fantastic. Might be speaking to him soon.
Very nice.
John. Harold's Lamb. Larry Lamb.
Larry Lamb.
We had him on the show the other week, didn't we? And his lad George,
77.
Is there a snake in it? I go a bit older, 79.
78.
Oh, wow.
Wow, well, no,
what a game.
You're going to have to do your bit again. What's the scores, Jeff?
It is 1 out each, so it's 17 all.
17 all. Okay, back to me for number 7, Andy.
Yes, of course, that high voice equals score thing is a bit of an in-joke. So's this next one, especially for you, Paul. Yeah. It's the burlesque artist Dita Von Teese.
Oh, yeah.
Dita Von Teese. And she turned up at our box at Headingley when we were supposed to be hosting Goff.
Yeah.
I said, Goffy.
No one's going to get that.
No, only you will get that.
No. Only, and he can't really tell the story.
There we are. Lovely.
The in-joke from Andy's point of view is they had a kid at his school, and there was a school football match going on. And he had a bit of a high voice, the lad. So Andy and his mate went up to him and asked the lad what the score was. And what did he say, Andy?
5-all.
There we are.
And the other thing was, it was actually the Spurs-Leicester 1999 League Cup final.
Wow.
And I was in a private box with Angus Locker and Stato.
Right.
And this other chap was there, and he was a bit rude to the waitress. He was a bit brusque.
Right.
And she said, tea? And he said, I don't want tea, I want coffee.
Okay, that was it. So
Forsyth.
Bruce, yeah. So 2 great stories.
Nice to see you. Yes, it is nice to see me.
Yeah.
I'm only doing this show for myself.
What's the scores on the doors? Mind your own business. Bruce Forsyth.
I'm in charge. Yeah, I blooming am.
Yeah, that's it. What a great act.
Forsyth.
Write that down, Charlie. You'll get 10 minutes out of Bruce Forsyth.
Bruce.
Okay,
Came up with Richard Ossiman yesterday. I was trying to do quiz show footballers.
Right.
He was the only one I could think of.
Yeah. So, okay, over to me then. Number 7. Here we go. Andy.
Yeah, Dita Von Teese. Yeah.
Dita Von Teese. Sorry.
How old
the
is she?
burlesque artist.
54.
54.
Yeah.
Are you going to go higher or lower, Charlie? Higher.
None of your
or
business,
lower?
actually.
What are you going to go with?
54, you've said. Well, I want to stay in, Paul. I don't want to get too. 56.
53.
Wrong way, Eagles.
Okay, scores, Jeff.
Paul 18, Charlie 20.
It's one of those where you kind of,
isn't it?
you want to, because
beat
it's so
behind.
tight, it's so tight, isn't it? Okay, back to Charlie, birthday number 8.
Okay, it's the novelist and poet Mark Haddon.
Oh, yeah.
And I was playing against him actually in a charity football match and came off much worse than a 50-50 challenge with Mark. I really had my particles disturbed by a Haddon collider.
Yeah, very good. Mark
Scientific.
Haddon.
Nice, yeah, very good. Yeah.
Mark Haddon. What do you think?
Josh Widdicombe there.
Yeah, Josh Widdicombe laughing.
Mark Haddon.
Yeah.
The diary of the thingy, Curious Incident of a Dog at Night Time.
Yeah,
that's
it.
him,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, amazing book. That is an unbelievably good
There
book.
we are. It's like Jeff Peters' book club suddenly. Right, okay.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Not enough.
Mark Haddon.
Not enough foxes in it for me. 2 out of 10. So, yeah. Right, what's next?
Fantastic mix of fox. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Anything with a fox in it, 10 out of 10. So,
Sorry.
Quick, Charlie, because we're going to run out of time.
Sorry, yeah, I'm laughing at the show. That's no good, is it?
No
Enjoying
good,
it.
Definitely not.
Try not to enjoy it. I'm going to say 60. 60.
Yeah, I think he's quite young, isn't he? 58. No?
63.
Is he really?
Wow. What a game.
What's that done to the scores, Jeff?
I'm going to have to clear my throat again. Paul, 5 out,
no.
Charlie, 3 out. It is 23 all.
23 all.
Oh, what a game.
Goodness
Okay,
sake.
back to me for birthday number 9.
Okay, she's the Prime Minister of Barbados. It's Mia Motley.
Oh, yeah.
Mia Motley.
Oh, yeah.
And I was part of a team working on her luxury
Oh,
yacht.
yeah.
I enjoyed being a member of the Motley crew.
Motley crew, yeah. Motley
yeah,
Yachtly crew, yeah.
Ghost of Motley Hall. What a show that was for those of us.
Jeff Peters'
Is that a
TV
kids
club.
Is that a kids show? Was it?
Probably like this.
Yes, yeah, haunted house thing.
Right. Okay.
A waste of half an hour kids show.
Yeah. What do you reckon then?
It's you, Paul. What's her name?
Mia Motley.
Mia Motley.
And what's she do?
Prime Minister of Barbados.
Oh, right. Yeah.
58. We reckon.
60.
She is, in fact, 60.
Wow.
Sensational.
Wow, wait, I don't want to be ahead, though, is the only thing. You don't want to be ahead.
So what's that done to the scores, Jeff?
Paul, 2 out onto 25. Charlie stays on 23. 2 in it. Paul has
What
to be
a
3.
game.
Either
Charlie has
way.
to lead us off
game.
then.
Ding dang
Very.
do.
Is this the last one, is it? Oh,
It's
this
the
is
last
it.
one. Here we go.
Huge
High
mistake.
quality
What do we
today.
call
What a
it?
mistake.
It's
What a
the
mistake
Earth
to make.
scientist,
Yes.
Earth scientist and
Oh,
former
yeah.
president from Imperial College London, Professor Sir Keith O'Neans.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of a gamble landed at our local greyhound track when Keith and ex-Durham keeper Phil Mustard backed the well-fancied favourite. It was great to see onions and mustard on a hot dog.
Indeed. And what does he do? Just remind us what he does, Andy.
That's very good. That's good.
O'Neans, he is Earth scientist and former president of Imperial College London.
Here we go.
Okay. He's always dressed up very smart. He's always dressed to the onions.
He is. How old is he, Charlie?
I think he's 90, Paul.
I think he could be around that age. I'm going to go 94.
Oh dear. Professor Sir Keith O'Neans is 81.
Eat it! Pure class! Cheat all you like! Fix what you like! Baker! Eat it up!
There he is. Well, you know, another great sporting contest comes to an end.
Have that! Happy
Charlie wins.
birthday!
Charlie wins.
And it's a happy birthday to Paul Hawksbee, the loser!
What a gracious winner.
Yeah, gracious winner.
Charlie
you're back,
wins.
You're back on... Oh, yeah, sorry, Jeff. You'll round things up for us.
I was going to say Charlie 31,
Yes.
Paul 38.
Well played, everyone.
Fantastic.
Great jokes. Great jokes. Well,
Thank
it's fun
you.
this week.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
Fun show. Yeah,
good.
Good.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank
Quite
you.
hard.
Cheers,
Quite
guys.
hard this week. Like,
Yeah.
bit intellectual.
It was quite
good,
until
yeah.
you started doing Usa and Door. It was anyway. Charlie, you're back on Saturday.
Saturday morning with Max Rushton, 9 till 11, the game day warm-up, and then 2 till 6, Game On Virgin Radio, and Sunday 2 till 6, Game On Virgin Radio.
Fantastic. Andy back with me tomorrow, clips of the week and all that. Until then, have a fine evening. Lots of live football for European football this evening, and Andy and Benty will be right across that, building up to all the kickoffs very shortly.